So, returning back for session number 9 to our Heart of Mora campaign. We'll do a quick little recap as finally you guys arrived in the Heart of Mora. Seeking some refuge, recommended place called the Faded Breast. You met Atanda Halloway, Kevin Zarver's sister, and rented some rooms for the evening, and then in the morning had some breakfast and spoke with the trio of dwarves, the leader of which named Viet, who offered you some opportunities to join their endeavors in their deep stabilization of this First Fire port. You also discovered that Gaius, an acquaintance of Lucian, had been arrested and been taken prisoner at some point, but also seen around town. Well, you're guessing at least.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Okay.
You also did some shopping around and met a number of the town's merchants, including a tiefling named Peaches, who asked you guys to go find some mandangos for him, offering you 200 gold to mark them on a map where you find a good location that's sort of safe. You also found yourself a bookstore where you were able to obtain a map of the Heart of Mora itself. And Lucian revealed that he also had a map in his own possession of the Heart of Mora, which contained a large X on it. Cross-referencing it with that map, you reckon it's somewhere in the Vivaria Valley, which is kind of the northeastern area, I guess, of the Heart of Mora. Heading back to the docks to discover, overhearing that Zobra had not arrived at her sister's place, which she intended, you learned from Douglas Fairley, the dock master, that she had been arrested the night before, shortly after you guys left, and the rest of the crew was detained earlier in the morning. And hearing that, you guys headed directly to the keep to confront what you possibly could, asking the guards for passage or what have you. Kushagra offered his name to them, of which you guys sat out and waited by their direction for about half an hour, 45 minutes or so, as the day slipped into about 5 p.m. And Lucian noticed Fronzono around the corner, who seemed to be casting some kind of spell. Wanting to be safe, Lucian decided to sneakily approach the statue in the center, in front of the keep in the middle of town, a large statue of Tulgo, try to hide himself around it while casting Detect Magic upon himself to see what magic was potentially cast upon him. Upon doing so, you learned that Fronzono had cast some kind of marking spell on you, of which the guards were alerted to this, though, and noticed you, and yelling, "Halt! Stop where you are!" They began to approach you, and begin walking towards you. So, you guys...
Do we notice this?
Well, they'll have to literally walk past you guys as you're waiting right out front, right? So they start walking towards Lucian. I would say 3 of the guards out of the 4 or so that are there kind of like pass through you guys while 1 stays behind, and they walk towards Lucian. Are you guys doing anything, or are you just letting walk by? As they kind of push through. Excuse me, pardon me, official business.
I want to wait and see what happens.
Realizing I'm definitely like caught in the act, I'll just be like, ooh,
Oh, you there? What are you doing to that statue?
I start kind of
just
As, like,
admiring the
3 of them come around you.
merely admiring the architecture. It's lovely.
Step back. Weapons on the ground.
All right, all right.
Put your hands up.
All right.
It's one of them is going to inspect you and search you.
Would everyone else have noticed Fronzono, or
Just
I think he was the only one
Lucian.
that
I
Saw
told
him.
Davina in Elvish that Fronzono was over there.
But yeah, you guys,
Davina's
at least Davina and yourself can understand Elvish. So you know that he was at least
I
seen.
just heard that. Yeah.
the rest of us just
So
walked
you're
by.
aware as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
What weapons do you have on yourself?
I have...
As one of the guards is searching you, the other is watching you, and one of the other guards is examining the statue to see if you did anything.
I just have a dagger and a short sword.
All right, so he pulls the short sword out,
Yep.
pulls the dagger out, and kind of like grabbing onto them before he continues to pat you down. One of them grabs your book as well. What's all this, Sent? Kind of
These
tries
are
to
my
take it
notes.
off of you.
This is my notes. I've done a dissertation on the ship.
Let me see this. Starts flipping through the pages. passes it to his friend. Is it written in Elvish?
Yes.
Kind of looks at it.
Just some of it's probably the bear going crazy at one point on the.
They're whispering to one another. Do you want to make a perception check for me?
Certainly, Judgy.
I kind of look at.
But one of them is taking your short sword and your dagger at the moment.
16.
You overhear him saying, like, I don't know what the fuck this says. Looks like some kind of weird script or something like that. What should we do with it?
Similar to, doctor's notes, as it were. Very half-fast written, shorthand kind of thing. Fear not. Fear not.
Make me a deception check.
Okay.
You look good.
He's not wrong.
Very treat.
Deception.
Notes, you say?
Should we do
What
something?
should we do? Should we bring it up to the Baron?
Should we walk over
I
there?
think that would be pretty wise. Look at the script here.
Give it a
If
moment.
he was doing some sort of... Looked like he was doing some sort of magic. He was up to something. Did you find anything there, Smithy? I haven't found anything on the statue there, my friend. Looks to be intact.
He's my favorite.
You wait here.
All right, I will wait.
Watch him. The one guard who has taken the book, the other one's still standing there with your short sword and dagger. He comes back to the front and kind of like pushes you guys aside, holding Lucian's spellbook in one
I'm gonna
hand.
step in front of him. Just be like, is there any update on our meeting with Zolfra?
Have you heard anything back? Is the one who's still by the door. Nothing.
I'll just peek around the sedge. Please do be careful with that book. Does it's my life's work in there.
So he
Please.
moves past you. Step aside.
Where are you taking my friend's things? He's
My-
my travel companion. Why are you stealing from him? Is everyone thieves here? Or is it just the guards?
And away we
One second.
go.
I mean, since we've been here, he's not wrong. So the line, but he's not wrong.
Mischievous behavior involving magic is always to be examined by the guard. This book contains elements of which are beyond my ability and my companions to read and acknowledge.
Can you read, Elvin?
I'm gonna just put my arms out and say, mischief. Where is this mischief?
We saw him doing some funny business over by that statue.
Really a dance of my people.
He's a pretty funny guy.
Cultural appropriation.
Why don't we ask him what he was doing?
Have we seen,
I'm gonna wave Lucian over.
If I may, if I may.
One guard who's like
Would you
standing
like to
there
tell
with
this guy
your
what
weapons and
you're
stuff.
doing?
He kind of like nods as the other two
the guy,
guards
yeah.
come in beside you and like escort you over to the rest of the party.
Just because you
Well,
can't
let's get
read
to the
it
bottom of
doesn't mean
this.
that it's-
What's all this say then? Can you read it?
I can't read Elvin.
Well, then what good are you then?
What good are you? You can't read it either.
That's why I'm going to take it to the Baron.
I was just merely doing a meditative trance dance.
I can read Elven. I could translate it.
Good job. you're just
Make me a
reading it
persuasion
down.
roll.
Yeah, it's like-
I'm beatboxing in the corner.
I'll say, for the sake of the fact that everyone is also trying to convince, I'll give you advantage.
Why don't you keep the secret safe?
Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Roll that. Roll that.
If you need to, roll that bardic inspiration.
I'm gonna need to roll that Bardic Inspiration.
Here.
So you roll that 6. You roll that d6.
Yeah.
And then add whatever you get.
Okay.
Not great.
Hello.
So sorry about your spell book there, Lucian.
That's okay.
15.
I got
Okay. That's just what you needed.
Thank God for bardic inspiration.
Well, what do you make of this? Read a few lines out to me. We'll find out what the bottom of this book is first before you let me go anywhere. Let's
Yes.
find out what sort of funny business you're
I
up
see
to.
it.
Passes it over to you. So you know that this is a spell book and it has spells in it because you can read it, but what do you want to tell him it is?
This is his ramblings of following from the ship. He's taking notes.
Journal of some sort?
It's kind of like a medical journal.
I did declare that.
Don't you keep,
Roll me a deception with advantage because you did declare that.
don't you keep a diary?
Exactly.
They can't
Who
read it.
doesn't?
So I had to write it in my mother tongue.
The one who's like behind you and was searching the schedule. I'd like to keep a diary, sir.
Well, I keep a diary.
That doesn't look good.
2 nat 1s.
Oh my god!
Are you shitting me? Goodbye.
Critical fail.
The one who's standing behind and closest to the door, he's like,
Brain melts.
"Better be the case than no. Best we take it to the Baron just to be sure.
Does the Baron know Elvish?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
He's a royal."
Then he doesn't know shit.
If I may, I cannot let that leave my side. That is my life's work. I cannot let that leave my side. May I go with you? I will stand afar, but please let me go with you.
You're still wearing your mask, right?
Yes.
What's wrong with your face, friend?
Please disfigured. Part of why I do research. What led me into doing research, I just so happened to find myself on a boat. Just doing the effects of seasickness at long periods of time. But my long-term goal is to find out what the fuck happened to me.
It's hideous.
I can attest to being one of his seasick subjects.
His face is disgusting.
Like a
Two of them kind of take the book
I make him
and
handsome.
take it like a shoulder and shoulder aside. Just a moment.
All right.
They start whispering to one another, kind of like, "Not sure what to do about this. We really want to bother them already." Guys, roll me a perception check. Everyone who's there.
Come on.
Please.
Is a 21.
Fucking.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nat 20.
That's my
Wow.
boy.
Wow.
First roll of the day.
Yeah.
Clockwork.
Clockwork.
Another dirty 20. Okay, so for the most part, you guys will definitely all hear what they're talking about.
21.
They seem to be discussing whether or not this is really something that's worth the time of disrupting the Baron. You overhear, like, the princess has just arrived. We know that they're busy with the prisoners right now. Do we really want to interrupt that sort of thing again? We've already had to interrupt them a little while ago, asking about someone who they don't know. How long are we going to let them stand out here before we tell them to fuck off, basically?
Just the ramblings of a madman.
Never?
Indeed.
How much is it worth to you?
Oh.
It's worth my life.
Really?
I have nothing to give for. I can help by any means necessary.
Help what?
Whatever you may need. Washing the latrines, please don't let it be that. But I could do it.
Make it an option.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be
I'm gonna walk
expressive.
over to the guard who did ask that, and I'm gonna take a little pouch of gold, toss it up pointedly, say, I believe that I may have the solution in my hand here. We should pass over a little pouch.
Kind of
10 gold.
takes the coins and kind of see one of them kind of give him his book back.
Give me my sword and dagger.
Nods to the one, passes you both of them, takes the gold and puts it in his pocket. Now that'll be all then.
Well,
Ever see you messing around with that statue again, and I'll clap you in the stocks faster than you can say good morning,
wouldn't
sir.
dream it.
To do something bad.
As for the rest of yous, no one seems to know who Kushaga is important inside.
Well,
I was gonna say, ask about
How
Tulgo.
dare
No one knows or is expecting or recognizes the name at this time. So if that's all,
I could use a drink.
Hands you the peach sour.
I guess whoever stole this magical object will still have it in the morning.
you saying that right there?
yep.
Oh, wait.
Good idea.
What?
Oh, never mind. We'll be back in the morning. It's okay.
Stop.
No,
You said something about
we will
magical
leave you-
items.
We will leave you now. It's okay. No, you are busy and you don't have time.
You
for
don't
the
have
likes of
time for us. We're on our way.
Come on, come, Lucian. Let's go. We'll have a drink. We'll come back in the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody who
You can
actually
let them know that you
somebody
told
that
us.
might actually want a promotion.
Where are you staying?
We'll be back in the morning.
Places.
Don't worry, unless
Let's
you're
go
too...
get that bear. Show the bear.
As you guys are walking away, as you're having this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I, as we're walking away, or at least while we're standing there before we're walking away, can I be looking around, getting a full spec of what this entire,
Square.
the building?
Oh,
Yeah, roll me a nice, I'd say perception would be the best. Is there anything you're particularly looking for, or just general?
Multiple entrances other
Okay.
than the one that we're standing in.
All right.
16.
So you get a pretty good sight of the front, at least, of course, from this angle. It seems fairly well guarded up, like large 40-foot-high walls again, surrounding the outside with sort of semi-high towers flanking the two sides of the gate. It seems from this angle that the main gate is the only entrance to this, though. On the second story, you can see some windows that lead out, but there are none on the first level. As you kind of maybe glancing around the sides a little bit, you see
Yeah.
small window slits,
And I can't see Fronzono over the corner if I'm looking.
Oh, he's long gone, yeah.
sorry.
Or at least out of sight right now.
Sure.
But it seems fairly impenetrable, as most fortresses should be.
Sure.
So as we're walking away, are the guards running
They're
after us?
they're
or-
seemingly having a conversation about what to do right now as you guys are walking away, but they do also have your name too,
As
and
we're
did just exchange some sort of bribe as well. So it's kind of one
As
of those
we're
weird
walking away,
situations.
I push Lucian, just kind of. What the hell was that?
I am aware, but you didn't see Fronzono. He was over there in the corner. He was smuttering some sort of incantation to me.
Let's see what the guys
when
are
did you
actually
tell us
going to do.
this?
Well,
Okay,
you
fair
didn't
enough.
hear me say it. Oh, I spoke in Elven. My apologies.
They're discussing things
my
between each other, but it
apologies.
doesn't seem to be getting
Yes.
anywhere right now as you guys are
So,
continuing to walk
I thought
away.
you spoke. I thought you were a man of,
Okay.
the arts, the fine arts.
I say in Elvish to you, we are still in earshot.
Of course. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be fine. I don't mean to be yelling. Am I yelling? Oh, no.
Who's yelling?
You're yelling. You're yelling.
Still walking away.
Don't understand
Yeah.
how
Let's,
being said out loud.
perhaps
So.
we check out this hunter's lodge for a drink.
Indeed.
Shall we?
Perhaps it might be
So
something.
you guys literally just go straight across into the Hunter's Lodge?
So is this the Hunter's Lodge?
Yeah, so they just see us walking there.
They know where
They
we are.
are,
Yeah.
They know where we are,
yeah.
and we're going to have a drink and waiting.
Yep.
Also, you owe me 10 gold, bud. for
Yeah, I know. I apologize.
How much do you have?
I know.
I got.
It's okay.
I got. I'll trade you 10 gold for 10 silver.
I owe you.
How about that?
He'll just take it out of your share of the Mandego.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Future gold.
Future
With
gold.
interest. of
I've
course.
already got debt. I'm already in debt. Lucian's just like me, isn't he?
Okay, so you kind of sort of avoided things for now.
Question mark?
We'll see.
Question mark, question mark.
As you guys
Well,
walk
now-
towards
I think
the
that was very
Hunter's
smart.
Lodge.
And I just started swinging. Yeah.
So anyway, let's start blast. No, I like that. We dropped a little hint.
Yep.
Like,
We
what's
know.
up.
We know what happened.
And now they come crawling to us for
Yeah.
information. No more us
Way to
banging on
play?
the door,
Yeah.
waiting around.
Yelling around
Yeah,
like
that's
a
quite hard to get.
And we're all arrested in the morning.
Let's do that.
We're all arrested.
You wake up in ankles.
Yeah. Ah, one of those.
Town guard, open up. Get the fuck down. FBI! This is a raid.
This is okay. The Hunter's Lodge is like, oh my god.
So,
We're not in the Hunter's Lodge.
We're not there. We're around the building. We're behind you.
This was outside
The elf.
smoking.
Yes.
The elf asshole,
Behind
yes.
you.
Fronzono, he's the elf.
He is the elf that was on the ship, yes. On the Breath of
The
Argus.
golden claw.
Indeed. And he swore he'd come looking for Divina.
Yes. The one who almost pulled its sword on him.
Indeed. During my, albeit clumsy incantation there, I did find out that he had marked me. So I feel we should stay within the public eye for a while.
I take a little step away. Mark you for what?
I don't know. Some sort of mark, some sort of tracking.
They're after us. I've heard them talk.
Indeed, a beep beep.
So,
A beep beep a do.
Brendan,
It's like a beacon.
Sonar.
So as you guys walk towards this building, and possibly standing out front of it, you see this tall, large, 3-story building made mostly wood, but it's lined in stone around its foundation, with shuttered windows that dot the exterior on all floors. You see 2 large wooden double doors that make up the front entrance, while another single wooden door sits kind of on the back. I suppose you can't see it. Are you guys walking in?
Yeah.
Everybody all together, I'd imagine?
It's like the evening. It's perfect time to.
It's
walk
yeah,
into
it's
a
dusk.
Yeah.
It's you've seen
still kind
people heading into it as you've been kind of waiting outside, essentially,
I think they said
nearby.
it was very bird friendly.
It's the best place in town
I'm
For a bite to
dying.
eat.
I could go
For
for
a
some
bite.
good eat.
for a bite to eat.
So as you enter through the double doors, you're greeted by an open room with many tables. The walls are lined with mounted heads of various beasts: deer, wolves, bear head, and several large fish. Across the main floor is a long wooden bar of pristinely polished wood with brass rails around its edges. And behind it, many bottles sit upon several shelves that stretch near to the ceiling. The bar is centered between a staircase on the right and a hallway on the left. The hallway on the leftmost wall leads to the back entrance, essentially, and like a storeroom kitchen. And in the center of the room hangs a large chandelier made of antlers bearing many globes of light lit with a soft yellowish red
That's
glow.
cool as hell.
So pretty.
The staircase leads to second story and third story, where basically mostly rooms, as you'd imagine.
Is the chandelier like a multi-story chandelier that hangs from the third floor? And
No,
then comes
no, no.
down?
There's a full ceiling above, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
that
yeah.
crazy, but that would be awesome, actually. But it is beautiful nonetheless. So as you step in, you see again, fairly large room with lots and lots of tables, as well.
Open table.
I would say there's at least one open table. Yeah.
For all 6 of us?
Yeah. For the sake of it.
Motion over to the table. Is it loud? Like, is it bustling or?
It is bustling. Ah, there it is. In the leftmost corner of this large room, as you walk into it, so you kind of turn right into a dining area where the bar separates basically the hallway and the staircase and such. You see a gentleman working behind the bar. He seems to be busy as there's a few patrons at the bar itself, and you guys kind of move to the right to see an open table of some sorts. You see in the leftmost corner is a small little elevated stage about 5 feet by 5 feet. Where there's no one currently doing anything on it, but as there are a number of tables around, you guys pick yourselves a nice spot that's open.
Can I get a gauge of the folks in the room and how many of them are kind of throwing glances our way? Because I'm still assuming that we are a bunch of ragtag.
Yeah. As you guys come in and like the people begin to take notice of you, like most of the people that are in there are human and like seem like wealthier looking commoners, that probably merchant shop owners, things like that. A little finer dressed than the typical people that you see walking around town. It's also like the working day is not
Clearly dressed up
quite
for
done
the
yet,
Yeah.
so like these
I got my
people
good kind of
would
to
be,
do.
you know, they can
So
get
they're
away
looking
with
at us
things a
kinda
little bit
funny.
easier.
Pointy.
Signed
We
it.
need
Let's see who might
shirtless
be in it.
tiefling with
I
a
would say still working.
orange apple.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing this?
Every time I try to, every time.
I'd say that most people would still be working, so there's probably like 10 or so people that are in small groups. It's not crazy bustling yet.
Okay.
That's the lull.
I can take it off now?
Service and dinner service.
Well,
It's a
yeah,
quarter
people will
by
get off.
Ordered by
Yeah.
People get off work in about an hour or so, so it's not like bumping yet, but it will potentially get there.
Yo,
So.
what does the DJ get here?
When's the DJ get here?
What do you think is
Scratchzilla.
There's the DJ right there.
I'll saddle up to the bar and like wait until the current patrons.
I take the
are-
afro off.
Okay. And you guys going up to finding a table?
Yes.
So Kshagra goes to the bar.
Because I want to bite.
Okay.
a drink.
Do you want this back since you brought it, or should I keep it?
That's yours.
There are several servers that will come around eventually and serve the table, of course. Like few that are coming around the room, but one will take care of you guys when you sit
I'll
down
still
at the
chat.
tour.
I still
But
want to have a little chat. With the
yeah,
bartender.
we'll do the bar first. So, but working behind the bar, you see A human male, middle-aged, with blonde, well-combed short hair that is kind of slicked down by oils and a fine, well-trimmed mustache that covers his top lip. He's wearing a white shirt with kind of sleeves rolled up underneath a full apron. He has several loose-fitting bracelets accompanied by silver rings on his right hand. And he's currently mixing up a very complicated drink, it looks like, in this kind of very tall tulip-style glass that he's kind of layering different liquors in and kind of stirring it and putting on a bit of a show. You see like a bit of flame kind of light up for a moment as his face kind of illuminates, and you hear a few like, oh! As he passes the drink over, you hear like several gold coins hit the table before he kind of slides over to you. Good afternoon. Hi.
Hello there.
Newcomer.
Hey, it's Rat Mouth.
I heard blonde mustache
So
and like
London.
oil down hair. That's
Rat
Bubba.
Mouth.
It's middle-aged Andrew Bubba.
That's funny. Newcomer. Never seen you around here before. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Hunter's Lodge.
I have a particular drink.
Sure,
that I'm in search of. It is not very usual. It is a kind of specific fermented milk.
Ugh.
Do you have anything like that at this establishment, Hunter's Lodge?
Hunter's Lodge. I have never heard of that being anything that I would ever want to make and consume. Is it good? Is it good?
No.
What does it do?
It's terrible. Terrible.
I wonder if there's a way to make it good. Do you know how to make it?
I have
Just
made
leave it
before,
out?
Not well. I like to find the artisans who are able to create it properly.
If you're able to bring some to me, I'd be happy to try and mix something with it. I'm very curious of this fermented milk. I've never heard of that. It sounds awful, though.
Maybe I will try another of your concoctions.
Sure. Anything you like particularly?
Something local.
Strong?
Something local.
Oh, it's all local, my friend. Nothing too often
Maybe
gets shipped around
something of
here.
your own creation.
Very good. My choice?
Please.
Ah, very good. As he like turns back and looks at the wall of bottles, you see him kind of like thumbing his fingers a little bit. You see a little bit of like magic comes out of his hands. You see this mage hand go up and grab a bottle and throw it, and he kind of catches it behind his back before twirling it, spinning it around and slamming it on the bar. You see a glass kind of emerge out of nowhere as he just puts it up, and he kind of like pours the liquid into the bottom of the glass, swirls it around a little bit before kind of snapping his finger, and the mage hand grows, collects another bottle, brings it to his hand as it's putting, changes it over, puts another one back on. So
Not all bards sing songs.
Mm-hmm.
So Mage Hand is welcome in this establishment.
So as he's
I mean,
working,
but
I'd like
for
to.
somebody who's probably
Fucking
working.
face.
Mage Hand. I was going to
Pardon
do
me?
While he's working and making his drinks, I'll just
They
be
might be a little
commenting
dull.
on. It's a funny thing, magic in this town.
stirring.
We had a little bit of an encounter, you could say, with the guards outside.
Yeah, there's a lot more magic in the Heart of Mora than you'll see on the mainlands, that's for sure.
I noticed you seem to be casting freely without fear of repercussion.
Oh, of course, yeah. Been around a long time.
So the guards just.
You've been
fuck with
having,
us?
you a caster? Magic?
Bar.
I do not deal with the likes of magic.
You shouldn't have to worry about it then. You kind of
I didn't realize they
But
were
my
magic.
friend was nearly very clearly accosted and nearly arrested on the spot for using magic.
Oh, who's your friend? Do I know him?
No, he's new in town like myself.
Ah,
Give me some.
you gotta earn the right. You know what I mean? They don't trust everybody with magic. That's for sure. If you want to stick around here and not get accosted by the guards, you gotta get a little bit of a nice reputation. Like, they won't bother members of the King's Guild, for example. I serve them all the time. Not that they do any magic in here, but as long as you're keeping it safe, don't mess with anybody or don't do anything harmful, you won't end up like that gentleman a couple of weeks ago. We were a little rough with him, but, he was seen around town, and word gets around, they were onto him. Good customer,
Sorry,
though.
With a drink, Please,
He pushes in
glad
front of you.
Pay a little bit extra. How much is the? It's like 5 silver for the cocktail.
Said his choice.
I just heard you said several silver platters on the table.
You heard a few coins hit the table.
It's the rest of my money.
So, and he puts it in front of you. 4 gold.
I'll put it down like it doesn't hurt.
You'll definitely enjoy that, my friend. Please enjoy. Lukewarm. Welcome to the Hunter's Lodge. And I guess to the Heart of Mora if you're first.
Warm.
Yeah,
It's called
that's what they call me.
That's your name?
A pleasure.
You're at the table.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
I doubt that's your name.
I will
I just think
enjoy
the
this
drink was
thoroughly.
more.
Perhaps another time you can tell me of this troublemaker in town. I would not like to mimic any of his actions and end up in a similar state.
Oh, I wouldn't imagine, no. But word is, from what I could hear, that he was arrested down by the docks maybe a week or 2 ago, I think somebody said, maybe less.
Probably in the keep then, I imagine.
If he was casting magic, definitely wouldn't put him in the stocks, that's for certain. As far as I'm aware, but I generally keep my business to myself for the most part.
What's my cocktail taste like?
It's really strong. It has very herbaceous qualities with this kind of sweet finish on the very end. It also is kind of frothy at the very top, so it's a lot of like bubbles and foam. It's almost half of the drink. You take like 2 drinks and like 80% of it's gone.
Remaining froth.
Yeah.
Kitty whiskers.
Do you like it?
It is very
It's
complex.
Easily the best drink you've ever
Very
had, though, for
complex.
sure.
It's very well done.
While you're drinking it, though,
Mr. Ward.
make me an investigation check.
Okay. That's interesting. I wonder what I'm investigating. The drink, not
The
much.
roofie in it.
The roofie in it, yeah. That's a 2 plus 0 sugar.
Yeah, this is
3 words
by
for
far the
both.
best drink you've ever had in your life. Like, nothing compares to it. It's amazing. I told you.
Better be
Well then, will somebody be coming around to one of the tables there?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the drink, Luke.
Oh, my pleasure. Welcome again.
Bid him adieu. Go over to the table and
So while he was at the bar, I would say someone would have come around to the table. Anything you guys ordering particularly? Food, drink?
Oh.
Food, drink, both?
You guys carry anything from
Peaches.
those peaches down?
Actually, I believe that they only serve fine wine here and liquors.
Davina is like, what?
It's right up my alley.
Uh-oh. The bank's not
bank.
at the table.
Yeah.
How much money do I
Bank of
have?
Mom's here, don't worry. I got you guys.
Sugar Mama's the finest.
I don't know why, but I don't have that written down somewhere, but
I
that's
have
definitely the case.
That should be.
So she comes around and offers either a wine or a round of drinks.
Well, those song and dance. Right.
Wine? Bottle?
Are you paying me?
Yeah, a bottle.
They wait. They might pay for us.
Bottle of wine.
Please let me get some liquor
Common
maybe.
or
Ah,
fine
just
is the
okay.
question.
First.
I think we should go with common.
Common.
I ain't got that much.
2 silver.
No,
To yourself, how much
Wait,
is
how much is
the
the fine?
10 gold.
10
Wow, that's a big jump.
Big jump.
Wanna go split these? There's 5.
That's fucking.
It's well aged though. But
Well,
go for the new batch.
I'm new to wine.
Curious. I thought all the gnomes
These guys over here pretending like
went
they have
to the castle.
Once
since the mine closed.
Mango money.
Got that
Who's talking
mandango
right now?
money.
The server.
The server, yeah.
Okay. Thought all the gnomes went to the castle, and what is it? What was the next part?
Since the mine closed.
Oh, since the mine closed. I just arrived yesterday.
Oh. Well, are you planning on doing that? The mines,
holding on, like-
the mines aren't open yet, so you'll probably want to make your way to the castle. It's across the bridge. A couple days travel. I think about 3 days travel, but
Thank you.
Do you have something spicy?
cocks uncorks a lot of wine. Spicy, like
Spicy.
food.
Something drink.
I can ask old Luke.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Something spicy.
What do we have for food?
Hot. Not hot temperature.
Oh, some very good. Let's see. Tonight, I think we're doing roast stegodon.
Dinosaur. Yeah. Dinosaurs over here.
What does that?
Are you looking for a hunk or a meal? A full meal of it will cost you 8 silver.
Already have a pumpkin.
I'll be one of those.
I'll have
8
meat
silver,
as well.
16, 24.
How much are they?
8 silver for the Stegodon
I
meal.
will cancel my drink order.
No.
No, don't cancel. No.
32 silver.
Tipped out.
Sugar mama.
Just me. No
Take
cook.
take
She
a
wants
chunk.
You to, she wants
So
you to squeal for a
32,
piggy.
so that's 3 silver for
And
just
it's
a
not
chunk
what
of
I
it.
want.
No chunk.
2 chunks, so 6 silver. 2 chunks of Stegodon. Love it. Roast Stegodon.
No cook.
No cook.
No cook.
I'll
Cook.
see what I can do.
No.
Have we? You see her like leave the table and go over to one of this. Have we cooked it all? Is it all roasted? I don't know. Actually, we'll have to go in the back. Like 2 of them go into the back. Like, oh my god.
I'm sure raw feels better, but doesn't cooked taste better?
Taste.
It's
It has no sense of taste.
Look what he's wearing.
So Kusharga would come around to the table if that's where you're heading.
I told you to watch it.
At about now,
Can I
would
catch
say.
her on the way by? Because I'm really hungry.
The servers?
There we go.
Sure, yeah. You see her leave the table and intercept. Yes.
How much for the meal for this evening?
Are you joining them? 8 silver.
Oh, yes, one more, please.
Oh, very good. Can be arranged.
Order 8 still.
Scurries off. So as you guys are waiting, the bar,
5 gold worth of wine.
yeah, pops the top off.
Dusk
and
actually has a very refined palate. Just prefers
Little
not-
do we know.
just prefers
I
rum.
like good
He won't admit to it. Never. There's
You
many
want
behind
to
closed doors. There's many notes of meals.
He needs his mint muddled.
You want to know how to help?
flavor in this frog bat is delicious.
I would prefer not.
Dwarf tastes good.
Dwarf tastes good.
Elf
tastes
Elf tastes better.
That's the best.
Human
I
best.
love that.
Tabaxi to burn.
But
we didn't know that.
Out
They
of
comment on
moment
that.
curiosity.
Except for
Tiefling?
Lucille.
Only no blood.
Don't know what.
Tiefling. How tiefling tastes.
What?
Blood tastes sour. Yet.
Blood tastes sour.
Blood tastes sour.
That would be spicy.
No, sour.
What's about elf blood?
I'm gonna start taking notes too.
Sour.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, naturally.
Like cut myself on like a wooden sliver. Oh yes, I do
Right.
taste it. So interesting.
No, I'm not. No.
So,
You guys waiting around for food and stuff. And
okay.
eventually, food will come around. Also, an expensive-looking drink as well. Let's say this one is in like a small little coupe glass, and it is just jet black with like a white film on the top that's kind of like frothy looking.
Who's that for?
Who ordered the fancy drink?
I ordered something
You
spicy.
did, yeah.
That's
So it comes to you, and she's like, "This one he is just calling the black gunpowder."
Oh, this looks like something that you.
better.
That'll be 4 gold.
Get it in me.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. And slides it across. It is indeed spicy, but it is also very strong. Like you can smell the smokiness coming off it even before you put your lips to it. As it hits your lips, you can feel like fire and heat all of a sudden.
Been there.
The gunpowder.
Your face goes redder as you
You're
drink
like-
it.
Yeah.
Or would your face go blue?
That is.
And it's whacked.
As for spicy, it's definitely hitting.
Is it good?
What kind of like?
It's like from my mind.
It's got a bit of a viscous texture to it, though. Like it's as you take your first sip and it leaves a little bit of room in the glass to swirl it a bit. You kind of like get through this layer of like almost like a meringue on the top. It's quite thick,
Oh.
and then below is not quite tar and not quite oil. It's very thick, and like you swirl it into your mouth and it just envelops your whole mouth and coats everything. You got this weird like filmy texture in it afterwards. And your mouth is just like if you open it, you can kind of hear it like crackling
Pop rocks?
Like
I was thinking like
pop rocks, yeah.
Iron filings.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's like
if you want.
I think I'll stick with my wine. Thank you, though.
the wine is a deep purple
If she
color.
starts to do that, I'm
Maybe it's like,
yeah.
good pattern.
No, I have a finger to
So eventually,
Tracking on the blade.
some meals do arrive, and
So
they
different
did
than
have some
what we
raw.
were on
So
the-
two raw haunches, just like on a
Oh.
cutting board, basically, like these huge slices of meat, just kind of one over another. Slides it in front of you, and kind of like, the chef hopes you enjoy. The rest of you guys all got meals. You see this huge, like, basically ham-like style, like roasted meat with this very crispy skin on the edges. It's like a nice whitish pink color for the actual meat color, with some vegetables and potatoes on the side. Some like carrots.
Or a giant tuna steak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just stick it on.
yeah, exactly. You can see the bone in the middle.
Down for this.
Hell yeah.
Please enjoy. Slides them over.
So while we enjoy our
Yeah, while we-
first actual meal on Mora,
Proper meal.
we didn't get really much from.
I mean, you guys had some ham breakfast.
Well, we had breakfast. Like this is like our first supper.
It has been quite an
first
interesting
supper.
day. First day.
Yeah.
It is. Sorry about that locomotion, man. Not locomotion. Locomotion.
I've been meaning to ask you, Lucian.
Yes.
Why? I'm familiar with the elves, but I do not know why they would be hunting their own this way.
I thought the same thing.
Why is it that you seem to be so special?
They've been foretold of a prophecy that my kind, demon spawn to the elves, they will be eradicated or bring about a change to the world. Elves don't like change. They like the way that they have liked it for thousands of years.
Your kind. You refer to your skin condition.
Indeed. Which I am proud of, but most people don't
The
understand.
elves are so traditional,
Indeed.
set in their ways.
Indeed. Gaius saw fit to help me flee the city, save me.
Is he also one of
He's not.
the elves such as yours?
He is not. No.
Is there a way that the elves refer to your kind?
Heard slurs, but nothing.
The moon
The,
folk.
the moon folk, yes. Those born under a full moon.
Not sure how I know that.
You are
The moon
one of these elves as well,
Our travels.
but your skin is pale like a high elf or something like this.
So,
Oh.
yes, comes from a different religion. Where mine is from. It's very pale, very light eyes. It's like night and day.
The dark side of the moon and the light side of the moon.
Am I the only one that Cruel talked about the moon called? I'm part of the moon called. But what is there has to be this has to be a coincidence, right?
Good chance. Possibly. The two could correlate. But I feel Cruel would have said something to himself.
He didn't say it much to anybody.
It's true. It's true. I'm sure it would sound actually.
What did he say to you? Other than small team.
No,
We have conversations.
you caught that chicken leg thing.
Yeah, that one time.
The fact that that he got off the ship and we haven't heard from him is kind of alarming.
Wonder where he is.
Perhaps he has been arrested as well.
Oh, one can only hope.
No think. Doesn't seem like one to get caught.
He does have that.
Hair about him, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Seems like if he wanted to, if he got caught and got arrested, he'd probably be long gone by now.
The island is quite large.
It's rather much.
According to that map.
Indeed.
So, what do we do?
I imagine it won't be very long before we are contacted by this baron or the spokesperson of the people.
So, what did you tell them?
I just mentioned the missing object.
But they took the object.
Exactly. This object that we need to get back to Lady Red.
But the princess who was in the keep.
Should
took
we
the
do
object.
some insight checks and deception here?
Yeah.
I think it's required. So deception for Kshagra. Insight checks otherwise. 18, okay.
30-20.
13.
20.
Don't have
Oh.
Just 20.
Oh,
And 20,
shit. Oh, 13.
13, 4,
20.
20. I mean, Kushagra, he certainly isn't being 100% forthright with exactly what he's saying, but you're not entirely sure anyways. But he does seem to be skirting around some important details, perhaps.
Do you think that Zolra and the crew would be
It's right even, it's a tough one.
captured if this object was safely returned to the Princess Marcia? What other business does she have with this crew?
why wouldn't they come after us?
I have a question as well.
Because, like, we were the driving force behind that object being there.
I thought that my name alone would get us into this keep. But we wait until tomorrow.
Perhaps Zovra did not sell us that. That's why we were unnamed.
But she.
We also don't know why she was arrested.
I thought the princess kept the objects. Why would
So it could be something else.
they arrest?
But if they arrested the entire crew, why weren't we? Because
We're not crew.
We're not
for all intents and purposes, the last leg we were crew.
true, but we were not on the official list. The just legend. A legend.
And like Lucy said, maybe she didn't sell us out.
I believe it is our responsibility to make sure their names are cleared.
Indeed.
I trust the captain, and I don't believe she has done anything wrong.
When there, we must find out if this is Gaius as well. I know I made that clear before, but I need to find it.
But if Zolra switched out the object for a fake, she would have been arrested. It's not looking good for her, in my opinion.
If she was arrested because the item's missing. Could have been something else.
Just sounds
Well,
like a good
I gotta go to the castle tomorrow because apparently I belong in the mines. So,
The castle's didn't it say it was days away?
3 days.
getting there tomorrow.
Perchance, maybe we could get that up and running again. Of some sort.
Mines.
This was one of the tasks.
Indeed, that's what I would call one of the post-its on the poster board.
Perhaps we should.
At the blacksmith, they had
Yes,
a
the notice.
special kind of.
Oh, the metal. Right. Sheen of green.
Literally
The
called
hands.
green rock. But it's
They're not allowed to talk.
Yep.
Should we look for those mandangos as well?
We should indeed.
Get some payment.
That did seem to be a fair bit away.
It's too late to do anything tonight.
As you say that, you kind of hear like dong, dong, because you guys are close to the church. It goes off 6 times, or pardon me. I guess at this point it would be the 10th time, so it would be the 10th bell, which signals the end of the day.
I don't like this little town.
Oh, but I do feel we should make at least amends with what we started.
The only way we're going to get into
It does us no good to be enemies here.
So do we wait?
Say it wait. Bit of fun.
We'll
Well,
probably find out more that way expand.
Indeed. If not, we can go check out the King's Guild. He might have work for us. They said they allow them to come in and enter as they please as well.
Isn't it,
And to do magic as well. Which...
on a separate note, isn't the King's Guild the place that has lizard slaves?
No, I don't think we saw. I don't
Trying to infiltrate.
remember we saw people walking lizard slaves around. I don't think they were guards though.
No, the guys that
Um,
are on your shit list, I'm like 90%
Yeah,
sure.
you wouldn't
that
have
he's like,
seen
"Oh,
any
should've
lizard
gone."
men yet, but you have heard people discuss, like, Usk basically not being, or is he, why is he walking so freely amongst these people,
Yeah.
essentially? So they seem to be used to them being more like obedient animals or something like that, like a dog or something like that, more so. But as you guys are sitting and chatting, let's see, highest perception is Davina. Davina first to notice, coming down the staircase, you see first black boots, kind of followed by red robes, and you see a red curling devil tail as Cruel descends down the staircase.
Speak of the devil.
Kind of scans the room before he notices you guys, and then goes and sits a very far table away from everyone.
Cruel.
Straight into the furthest away. He kind of leans himself into the corner, puts his foot up, and puts a finger up.
Is he like back to us or front to us?
He's facing the entire room.
Yeah.
Like his back is
Right,
to
to
the
the
corner.
He's doing the old Strider thing.
Sure. Yeah,
Strider
he's totally
thing.
doing that.
Sits in the corner.
Eventually, a bottle of wine comes to the table, pours himself a glass, and sits there.
Also, is he by himself?
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna raise my glass in acknowledgement, just a little,
So he eventually pours, and he kind of
just to kind of be like, we went through shit on that
Yeah.
shit together. Yeah, thank God it's over.
he nods an adjustment and does a cheers and takes a drink as well.
I'm like, God damn it, that fucking
His tail flicks a little bit and kind of like half waves.
You seem to be the only one who just likes him.
yeah, I picked up on that myself.
As you guys are sitting there longer, more and more people begin to flood in before the room eventually is more or less full, and all the tables are consumed. Amongst the people that enter, there are a few noteworthy that do enter. You guys already met Yanette, so eventually Yanette Francia comes in. She is accompanied by Yanette Francia, Fancy Francia.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh, you had not.
I was outside.
No, you met her because she
You went
measured you
got-
up.
That's where you got your wig.
Oh wait, I was thinking
You
the
did-
book.
library?
the book lady.
Library one.
Another book.
She
See
probably
Annette.
wouldn't
It's her
go
first
here.
She likes her books.
She likes her books.
Say Annette.
Yanette. Yanette.
Yanette.
She kind of waves and then comes over. Your garment to be ready for tomorrow.
Oh, excellent. It's a little bare-chested at the moment.
The wig looks nice.
Well, thank you.
Very becoming. Goes and sits down before she waves, and you see the head blacksmith who you met earlier. Name I don't know if you got or not, but human
No, I
male.
don't think you did. I think you just.
Who was kind of rude to you guys. He comes in,
Yes, he was.
sits with Yanette, as well as a few people you haven't seen before. Actually, I think you saw this guy at the docks when you first arrived. You saw a male dwarf with a black beard that's cut very short and hair that's shaved bald. Seems to be kind of tailored for battle with this stern look on his face of like, don't fuck with me, no funny business type of guy. And sits at the same table as those two. You also see a very older looking human male, taller than average with wide shoulders and kind of a trim figure otherwise. Sharply trimmed mustache and beard of kind of reddish blonde hair that curls at the edges and points with like this that come to a thin tip with some kind of wax of some kind. Sits down at a table with another male dwarf with red hair and a red beard that's trimmed to a medium length and unbraided hair that's kind of long and shaggy on top. and a human male who is tall and strong looking with kind of salt and pepper hair, cut short with a light beard, who has this very prominent scar on the left side of his face that reaches like underneath his jaw. Essentially, it looks quite haggard looking actually, as his one side of his face is relatively normal and handsome. As it kind of turns and you see the light, it's like really, really nasty looking
It
scar.
makes my star itch.
Yeah, there you go. So they find themselves amongst the crowd, but a few sort of noteworthy looking people enter as well, and as the room begins to fill, you see Luke behind the bar. He doesn't look like he's doing anything different than he was before. He's moving at the exact same pace, even though the place is completely slammed and super busy all of a sudden as servers are like running around, grabbing bottles of wine and like just like writing down things and passing them onto the bar. You see a whole bunch of tickets just lined up basically, and he is like currently chatting with one person at the bar, kind of like stirring a drink very lazily. You see like this bottles are just kind of moving around behind him, actually. I suppose, Lucian, you can make me a Arcana check. While you're observing.
Of course. Wow. 10 total.
You're not sure. Some kind of magic is going on. You're not entirely sure. You see a mage hand, but you also see other things moving around on their own means, quite steadily, and some bottles even pouring themselves, and even though he's not doing anything directly.
Yes.
Nice one, yes. Nailed it. Where eventually the room starts to kind of like have this kind of buzzing volume to it, but it's still, there's no actual live entertainment or anything like that, so it's just the sound of clamoring voices, and eventually you hear people kind of like, song, and then Luke kind of like, guys, I don't need to, no, and then everyone's like, no, it's the song, it's time, before he kind of stands up on the bar, and eventually he like jumps over the side of it, and people start clapping and cheering, and kind of all the way to the stage, joining in. Okay, so he's like lapping it up incredibly as he takes the stage and kind of like settles the crowd down, like shh. Welcome everyone, and thank you for all coming to the Hunter's Lodge once again, and everyone kind of like, hey, gives a big applaud, and thank you. My name is Luke Warm, of course, and I'm here to entertain you guys tonight with a song that we sing on a nightly basis, a song I wrote called The Heart of Mora is Mine. Those of you who know the words, please sing along, of course. As he like quiets down the room, you hear him kind of like stomping his foot, like, and people are like with their mugs a little bit light. He goes, oh, the fire she glows, she shines so bright and everyone knows. Oh, Vitoro, the heart of Mora is mine. Oh, the fire she glows, she shines so bright and everyone knows. Oh, Vitoro, the heart of Mora is mine. First he came on ships and sails, lit the fire with all we hail, and on return his heart did burn, and thus the lust of Mora was born. Oh, the fire she glows, she shines so bright, and everyone knows. Oh, Vitoro, the heart of Mora is mine. Oh, the king did hear and set to say, the heart of Mora is mine this day. And so he set his eyes due north, across the seas to the fire thus forth. Oh, the fire she glows, she shines so bright and everyone knows. Oh, Vitoro, the heart of Mora is mine. Hammer and stone, nail it down, up with walls and up with town. With blessing and praise, 10 bells sound, and everybody like puts up their glasses and clinks their glasses all at the same time, kind of like ting, 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 ting. There's this loud volume over everything before he says, and the heart of Mora, and everyone all together is mine, and everybody claps. Before he kind of like takes a large bow, and thank you everyone for coming tonight, enjoy your drinks at Temper Servers, and heads back to the bar.
No,
Like getting pats like all the way through the crowd, getting pats on the back and everything like that, and just lapping it up entirely.
Not very often I get to enjoy a show.
Indeed. Do the one about Tim.
As he's walking back, the stage is open.
You expect me to follow that?
I mean, yeah.
You all evolved.
Very fast.
Yeah.
The chorus.
But knowing
I didn't get
who to follow.
Vito Row, I think, is the
Vitoro is Martii Vitoro was the
Oh,
explorer who
discovered
discovered the Heart of
it.
Mora.
Discovered it. Okay. Yeah, it's just about the depicting like building the city itself and there's a lot of the imagery
I kind of
of
like
the
not
heart,
knowing
his
it actually,
heartburn,
because
and
I only heard it that one time,
Right.
and I was able to catch the
So what you can,
chorus
yeah.
like you would the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toro is person who discovered.
So as the room
Okay.
continues as well, and the night moves on,
Get up there, Barrett. What's it going to take to get you up? Come now. Barrett, 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 Barrett,
so a few tables otherwise are like,
Fine!
you hear glasses clinking and it, hey!
Our friend's gonna sing!
Oh! And a few other
know
tables
it.
are like, woo! You hear Yannette like, yes, that's my wig! So you're going up to the stage?
I get up, still shirtless.
Still shirtless, still wearing a ridiculous wig.
Yeah.
As the room kind of like comes to a little bit of a quiet, like, who's this new guy? What's with this? A few applauses, few people clapping. You see Cruel in the corner just like,
Hello, one and all. I am Barrett Montgomery Aylstone III. Thank you.
you hear one guy, sing us a song then!
Okay. Have you heard of the great hero Tyndale?
You hear the room kind of like, low mumblings and shufflings.
I look at Cruel like,
I pull out my
Cruel
my
kind of like, he sits up a little bit in his chair.
first time the little first time on the island. Don't know you guys.
One person shouts, welcome! And a few other people like, yeah!
Well, here we go. Oh, Tyndale, you sail the seas, helping those you feel in need of bodies so small and heart so large.
People start clapping
You
along.
save the ship from those in charge. Dogs and girls, world of wonder, song your legend. I have begun a shocking grasp, put the kitty to sleep. For her I shall not weep. Oh, Tyndale the hero, our green-haired hero, she saved the lives of those on board. Oh, Tyndale the hero, our prepared hero, she shot the heart of this horned bard. Though you, Augustus' breath, would have stank and mutinous try to kill those of wreck, you stood strong by the captain's side as the traitors bled and died. Deep in your workshop, you tinker and build. Some say it was a barrel of ale distilled in search of a gem of untold prize.
Whoa.
To the heart of Mora, she to the skies. Oh, Tyndale the hero, our prepared hero, she saved the lives of those on board. Oh, Tyndale the hero, our prepared hero, she shot the heart of this own bard. Oh, Tyndale the hero, our grey-haired hero, sure adventures will be etched in song. Oh, Tyndale the hero, our prepared hero, she allowed fathers to tag along. Oh, Tyndale the hero. Well,
Does bow. The room applauds, and everybody's thoroughly enjoying things. But as you guys had noticed, as he was singing, Usk kind of pushes his chair, steps up, and a few of you would notice him walk to the exit and leave as well.
He's not having it.
I guess I should have sung the song I wrote about him then.
I guess so. You won't hear it.
Is he angry?
Marvelous. Marvelous.
I don't know.
I sit back down.
Fantastic job, Barrett.
We go back.
Maybe
Well-
the Stegodon didn't settle with him nicely.
It was raw.
Is there anything left on that plate?
Made gotten a worm from it.
So, what do you think?
Haven't I heard it before?
You only heard the first verse that I sung while we were at the door.
It was great. It was fantastic. Thank you.
A beautiful song there.
Thank you.
It was
Lots of
lovely.
action.
Very lots of action. Fantastic. Tyndale the hero. It's catchy.
She's very like.
Should we be worried about our lizard friend?
Does he do this
Oh, yes.
often?
I mean, this is the first time we've really gotten into a spot that he can just walk away.
Maybe
Okay.
he didn't like us off boat, eh?
I know as people are supposed to be slaves around here, maybe we should possibly not let him run off too fast.
Would be wise.
Yes.
Should we track him down?
Yes.
Slam my drink.
Come back and dance later once we get close.
Cheers, Tyndale. Let's finish off this bottle.
Slam.
So you guys are slamming. Are you guys as well?
I finished what
Yeah.
the.
I'm gonna leave
That's
the
my-
tip on the table because I didn't know we tip here.
We're new in town. Do we tip?
Did we tip?
It's 8 silver.
Said no
So,
tourists ever.
That's right.
so you guys
We
are
now
all
understand.
eventually leaving, of course. Okay. After a minute or so,
I might try to wave at
pop
Cole on our way
drinks.
Leave an extra silver on the table.
Okay.
So it's 8 silver, 15% of 8 silver.
Crying. 15.
It's
Yeah, don't you
0.8 times a half, so it's 1.2 gold.
So as you guys come out of the Hunter's Lodge,
Right, so-
and
oh,
again the
1.2,
the sound of things and the doors closing behind you, kind of like
So two never come
Yeah.
back. Yeah. I go back to this place again.
Usk is not standing outside. He is nowhere to be seen at the moment.
Well,
Woosk.
Where'd he go?
Woosky
I'm
boy.
gonna look around for some big lizard footprints.
Give me a survival check.
Gone far. It's a
Investigation.
large lizard.
Survival.
So I think I'm good at those too. I'll help. Or at least try myself.
Yeah.
That is 23.
Okay.
Get a moment of peace and survival? Yeah.
You see his tracks leading off down the street towards, like, I guess I can just show you guys this direction. Where's my mouse? Towards the blacksmith, down this way.
Uh-oh.
Right.
You see him
He's
heading
in
heading
trouble.
down this way.
But actually, that's the direction of our
our inn,
the
isn't
faded
it?
breast inn as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Could we just go into?
It depends. Oh, you see those tracks. You can try to follow them if you'd like.
I'm down
Yeah.
for them.
I mean, again, the streets are just mostly mud with a little bit of rock, so everybody kind of leaves footprints. It's had most of the day to dry up, so it's kind of like
Are
loose.
we, are we all in attendance? We'll look
Yes.
around.
Yes.
Okay.
Head count. Yes. Counting these.
Mhm.
5 of 5.
Five heads, yes.
Missing one.
Let's go seek and find a scaly friend.
Looking around for people as well, like groups of people maybe, like commotions.
Okay. Roll me a perception check as you guys
The guards
are
are-
following the tracks. Okay.
16.
Are we all doing
16?
perception or just 10?
Just him is looking around for any groups of people and things like
I
that
guess
that
we're
are.
looking for
causing commotion.
anything out of that seemed a little. We've been here at least one day, so I kind of know what at least people look like, but I am looking for commotions. If I can hear anything.
As you are
Oh,
coming
why
out
is
of
there a lizard
the
without a
tavern
fish?
as well, you do like hear people discussing that in passing. As they're like, "Did you see that large creature walk by?" As you look and see where they're going in the direction, you see a large queue of people like leading out of the Church of Tulgo as well, like all kind of peasant class or Belskabos as they would call them here, just queuing up into the church. Essentially, the doors are like wide open as people are just waiting their turn to do whatever it is. You see every now and then someone walks out, maybe one or two people every few minutes or so, and line up like moves subtly. As it looks like more people are joining the queue and looking to do whatever it is that they do in the church after their day of work. And you guys continue to follow down the street.
Ended up in the church.
They do.
Eventually, the tracks lead you towards Fancy Francia's and beyond. And you see them, if you're continuing to follow them, okay.
We're on the search
Yeah.
for Oosky Boy.
Eventually, it leads you to the Faded Breast.
He just went home.
Well, if he just went to sleep, there's no point of.
Should we check out the church?
Should we make sure that he's up there?
I guess the church.
Probably be about 7 p.m. by now.
I mean, I guess if you pop in and just ask
Lucy boy,
if he went upstairs.
I don't believe I will be doing anything else this evening. I will go in and make sure he is there, and I will retire for this evening.
So you don't actually have a room yet.
you?
But do you want to rent one?
I will rebook my common room.
Okay. Let me just get our rates here. I'm pretty sure it's quite cheap though.
Oh yeah,
Put
we
it
were free the
cheaper.
first night.
Yeah.
Oops. Down.
too.
Feel free to continue your festivities. We'll go in and make sure our lizard
Oh, it's
friend is
the.
okay.
That's why. So for a plain room is 8 silver per night.
We'll just walking around.
Let's talk change.
So as you go in, the dwarves are down at the table. You would have passed by them, and they kind of like.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of scared of you. And Atanda's waiting at the bar, and she's just kind of leafing through a book. And, oh, you're back as well. Are you
Yes.
looking for a room as well again?
Well,
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
we have an arrangement, I believe. We had a lovely night, some dinner at the Hunter's Lodge.
Ah, very good.
Met a very interesting bartender.
Yes,
Warm.
Luke is very ostentatious. He makes a very nice drink, though. Very handsome.
It's a rather rich.
Seemed wedged in there.
Would you say that?
Little bit rich for my
Oh, well, you maybe will acquire this taste if you continue to consume them.
Did my reptilian friend pass by this way?
Very much. He reordered his same room from the night before.
I will retire to my room as well.
Very good. Good to see you again.
So, do I have a key to the room?
You do, yeah.
I'll go unlock the door.
Okay.
It's on.
So-
No one's there.
The rest of you guys we're waiting outside.
We're waiting
as
outside.
Sugar just doesn't come back out. For a while.
I told
Yeah,
everybody I was
we did,
retiring.
yeah.
Oh, you were retiring.
I was
Okay,
like,
so
continue your night.
Well,
retiring for the night for now, or
since he's
Just-
not
just
coming
for the
out, I'm
moment.
gonna
Okay.
guess
Seeing
that
what the
Lucy's
rest of the party
upstairs.
Yeah.
all right, I got you.
Actually bathing.
Bathing.
Actually
Oh my
bathing.
god.
Crazy.
Love it.
I mean,
Bushka's having a
middle of night, so
fucking
no one
nap.
knows.
He's like, I can't handle all this social
Just the eyes
situation.
just crammed into like the bathtub.
Tail flick, like hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right up to his
Swishing
legs.
back and forth.
Just the eyes
Yeah.
showing in the
Lapping up the
nostrils.
blood.
The water just eventually turns this like reddish color.
Nice.
Comes to your eyes.
Nice.
So yeah, the four of you guys are outside as it begins to darken and dusk turns to night. You see the guy with the lantern thing just going around lighting posts.
What do we want to do?
Curious.
Did we want to go see what the line was?
At the church?
Weren't they rather greedy last time we were there?
Oh, right. They didn't like us.
They didn't like us, but they also just wanted money.
Who doesn't?
We check it
That's
out.
very good observation.
Well, they're not going to get any from you.
Exactly. That's why I feel maybe we should go and make some money.
Make some money off of the church.
Not the church.
Right
But
now?
do some tricks and things. I'm very, dexterous as me.
Didn't we hear that they don't take kindly to beggars on the streets?
That's what
I'm not talking about on the streets. I'm talking about in the bar back then.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Perhaps some feats
in
of
the bar.
ability and dexterous might. Or
So,
less. Or a dance.
did they pay me?
I mean, you or me, depending on what they like.
I performed. Did I get any money?
Oh yeah, you would have actually gotten some money.
Oh,
Hold on.
I was actually just.
Yeah.
I think they pay 8 silver for a show.
8 free meals. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's basically the draw. Yeah.
Just go into a restaurant for an open mic night and they give you like a steak dinner.
Yeah.
Alright.
For performing, yeah.
that's
It's actually was something that I did at a different restaurant I
I
worked
used to
at.
do
Just
that in
like
Vancouver.
if you sang, you got a beer or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You got a burger and a beer.
There you go.
That's how I used to
Yeah.
open
That's
my
cool.
That was great. First beer.
So you got 8 silver.
Even if you're an awful singer.
Yeah. You got the balls to do it. You know what? They might only give you one song.
Yeah.
You try. Here's a beer and burger. Please sit down.
That's all I want.
Here's a warm beer and a bad burger.
Yeah.
A warm beer and a cold burger.
Overcooked burger.
Hope you enjoy. Yeah.
Oopsies. All right. So Usk is bathing. Yeah, you guys are outside. However, Davina, your passive perception, you do notice again, like hiding behind the shelter of another home. You see the cloaked shadow of Fronzono kind of casting a spell in his hands, kind of floats it towards before.
Let's go to bed.
So I dodge it?
No, not on you, but towards you guys. He does some kind of magic spell.
Yeah, the place.
He's the only one that noticed.
Whole place some
Fronzono seems to be up to no good.
Was that in Elven or in Common?
That was in
I understood that.
Again,
just cost some type of
Then we should go inside before we check ourselves.
I do.
he just wants to go and find him and punch him in the face.
I don't think we should do that quite yet. These are trained hunters of my kind.
They're out,
So they can't be too
Let's,
tough.
they're out to get us.
Very droll of you.
let's go inside.
Okay, let's go. Come now. Get the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
Back to bed.
Calling it a night.
Yeah, let's go back to bed.
So you four go back. You're going inside.
I'll be the last one to go and I just keep looking over.
Roll me another perception check.
That's 2.
Yeah.
Even with a low roll, I beat that. So you guys go inside.
I'm like
you see
holding
nothing.
the door open, like.
Obviously, like people and things like that. But hello again. Good evening. How did your day fare?
We share a room. I'll get the floor.
Common?
1. Very good.
Oh.
8 silver.
So,
I got this.
jungle, common.
That's all I've got. Let me treat you.
Tim's a taking
Hey,
care of
I
him.
have a few rooms available still, but they are the fancier kind.
Is it the same ones as before?
Let's see
Let's
if
go
she
get that
had
mango.
any takers. This is the breath of the Argo. Why is that even out?
Can you do the Mandango?
Yes. Ah,
So we did
I still have available
the forest.
I mean, I marked it. On
You
the map.
marked where
the
sword
torture
is.
chamber and the barnyard are still available tonight.
But yeah, no, he did say this before.
The Lover's Den and the Under the Sea will be occupied this evening, as well as the Jungle Room.
How comfortable was the torture chamber?
I mean,
Because the barnyard didn't seem all that great from
Please, for the love of God, don't go to the bar.
You guys go into your room?
Yeah.
well,
We're strats.
I'm just gonna like usher you away. Like we got the common room.
Outbreak.
Only if you promise me
Good
to.
night. Yeah.
fine. Dibs on the couch.
You said you were going to be gentle.
You guys are doing the torture chamber?
Yeah, well, I
Sweet.
guess we'll share this.
They're gonna be gentle.
Okay, very good. 2 gold for the evening.
I'll pay.
So Barrett and Davina share the torture chamber room. She's winks
Ew.
over and slides the key. Very good.
Yeah, but you just.
I send her.
Exactly, I just said.
Right. All right, keep them locked out while I take a quick bath.
So Davina like opens
love
the door,
that.
quickly closes it behind, and you hear the just standing in the hallway shirtless with a wig on.
I just want to bath.
First.
You could have just told me I didn't have to
sleep like this.
keep me locked out.
Kick corpse.
I slide like a couple silver under the door. Go get yourself a drink.
I go down.
I'm gonna politely ask you to stay outside.
I will not do that. Oh, well, you made
Well, I bathe.
I will not stay outside.
Dream of beaking, but alright.
I got some nice new clothes that I bought.
We all adventurers here.
Yeah.
Tim is very modest, excuse you.
Oh wait, are you guys both bathing as well?
I am bathing.
You know what I'll do
He
instead?
got
I will just
locked.
like
He got locked out like
magic mage hand sword and just like lift up a curtain and just sort of go like this at the start.
Yes, love that.
All right, when I'm done,
Sit out in the hall.
Okay.
I
Very
let you
good.
back on when I'm done bathing.
Thank you.
Since
Would you
you're-
like to be out while I?
Are you going to spot me some silver for a drink?
I guess.
Okay.
Give you your own money.
I guess you guys are all upstairs, so I suppose you wouldn't notice.
Before I fall
Gotta get
asleep,
in with the
My
horn.
hair was
to,
green and
You're
behind.
green.
I like
still be
the nighttime ritual. Everyone else is bathing, so I feel like I need to say that I'm bathing, or else they'll be like, "Why do you stink so bad, kitty?"
It's my natural cat smell.
Strip down to my furs.
Nice.
And do my little, leg up.
Okay, yep. On the waterbed.
On the waterbed.
I'll let this be on the couch. The
Very good.
waterbed's a little too precarious. I forgot about the waterbed. God damn, I hate that waterbed. Actually, I hate it so much, I'm not going to sleep on that anymore. I'm going to crawl under the couch. Can I fit under there?
Probably not. It's
No.
only like a few inches off the
Prop
ground.
that couch up
Probably
and
4
get
inches
under.
of
I have the jungle theme room, right?
Mhm.
Is there any,
There's like rafters.
canopy or rafters? Yeah.
You could
yeah.
cat
I'm
your
gonna-
way up into it.
I'm going to take the object with me. I'm sleeping with it now.
Okay.
I'm sleeping with us.
And I'm gonna put it up in the rafters, and I'm gonna I'll put it up, lay it on one along one of the rafters, and then I'll just curl up so that it's touching me, just like in my little.
Okay.
Actually, I'll probably be doing like the.
Oh yeah, over the rafters.
the-
Yeah, the
the,
shoulders
like,
are.
Yeah,
like,
oh, I love
like,
Yeah.
a tree
big
branch.
paws.
With
I love
the
big
like
paws.
object kind of just right
Under my
there.
chin.
All right.
Cute.
Right up the
So as you're resting
I need
your
it, but
chin
it's cute.
on it, it is bound.
To think the wallpaper's just like clawed to shit when he's trying to get there.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw as you kind of
Did you
Settle in.
accidentally attune to it?
No, he said it's bound, like it's wrapped up.
Oh, I thought you meant
He's
bound
like, as
to
you place your chin on it, it's now bound to you.
That's what I
it is
thought
now
you-
yours.
That's what I thought that you meant.
Saving throw, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll give you a point of inspiration for the song.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I just don't want to.
Skills. I'm missing because you get 2 saving throws, right?
Yep.
But what's the rogue saving throw? Is it?
It's
Dex and intelligence. I'm
Intelligence.
90% sure.
Alright, yeah, it is. Excellent. Forgot to write that. Okay, so it's just +2, so dirty 20.
Okay, you're good. All good. Good for one more night. So you guys are bathing, relaxing. You're kind of meditating, Usk, as it starts to get
I'll bathe
darker and
after.
darker outside. You hear things in the hallway,
Yeah.
people shuffling
Meditating
down,
up.
familiar voices.
Yeah, I just kind of.
I'm
He's just kind of
open the
waiting
door,
till everybody-
drying off my hair.
Yeah. Just kind of like sitting by the door, just waiting.
Just waiting. Okay.
So you don't actually sleep, do you?
It's like a trance.
And you feel rested?
I love that.
Huh.
We don't need. We do need rest, though. So I need my beauty rest.
So the plain rooms are closest to the stairwell, and the other ones are further away. So will Lucian, Usk, and Timdal make me perception rolls, please?
Baby. 21.
Well,
21.
That's one.
Okay.
Actually,
Lucian, as you're kind of
First
like in your trance, and let's say Timdal's like finishing up and cleaning herself, so scrubbing her hair, and you can't really
my
hear
hair will be
anything.
clean, guys.
Oh my goodness. Still green though.
Still green though.
No, but
Lot less black powder.
Exactly.
Usk, you kind of like sort of half dozed off in the bathtub, away in thought perhaps, thinking about those 3 guards and how to eat them best, and remembering their faces, remembering their smell, their
On his
their
hips.
equipment, things like that.
Practice swings.
A couple practice swings in your mind. You kind of half come out of a sleep like swinging. When Lucian, you hear Yannette, excuse me, Atanda's voice downstairs, kind of like, "What? What is the meaning of this? No. There is no reason for this. And you hear, like, kind of... Before you hear, like...
Tim, get changed.
Of footsteps heading up before you hear, like...
Who is it?
That's where we'll take a quick break. Alright, so coming back from the break, the room next to you guys, you hear on the door. By order of the royal family of Avondale, open this door. It's not your door. You hear one more, like, before you hear Yunette's voice. I believe they are currently out for the evening.
Yunette or Atanda?
I keep mixing her up, sorry. Atanda, thank you. Just like the name Yunette.
How far away can we hear them knocking on?
Yeah, who can hear
I'd say
this?
just Lucian has heard this at this point. Everyone else hasn't heard this, but
I'll
you...
start to cast Disguise Self on myself.
He has told me,
And
like,
you
to
know.
start, but yeah.
But yeah, Usk hasn't heard it, and the rest of you guys are doing your business, and you're like slumbering and relaxing.
I'll just look like a regular elf.
Before,
Shoot him.
well, let's see whose door they go to
wanna, like,
first.
Door, shoot.
Usk on your door. You're like half eyes closing, and you just hear like, open up by order of the royal family of Avondale. Open this door. The door. You see, you recognize
Someone that gave him shit.
one of the knights from the ship. There are two guards beside him as well, and Atanda standing like slightly down further away. So one of them is one of the knights of Avondale from the ship. I'm not sure if you would have learned his name or not, to be honest.
I don't think we have.
Bruce doesn't care. Yeah.
Well, they
Those
were really
probably
up
wouldn't care
until like, we
Yeah.
didn't really see them.
No, we only seen.
But you see
Maybe the
a
rotate.
human male with dark blonde hair, cut at a medium length, very well groomed, combed, kind of wavy across one side, kind of like standing there. I'm looking for a gentleman named Kushagra.
Go here.
No.
Down the hall. Show me. Evening to you. Closes the door. Slam it. You hear the footsteps kind of down the hallway before Kushagra. You're kind of like slumbering, and you hear a open up by the order of the royal family of Avondale.
I have a window, right?
There is a window, yeah.
I'm gonna gently lower myself to the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Can we hear this one?
Roll me perception checks. Tavina, yourself. The rest of you guys already know, so.
Because his was a themed room, and we're a themed room. so
You're like across the hall, pretty much.
Can we still hear what's happening now?
15.
Roll me perception checks, actually.
91!
Roll,
You did
roll.
ones and 20s.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, you're
roll to see if it's
preoccupied.
okay.
Oh, okay.
15.
Okay, so Davina, you notice, like you hear,
Six.
22.
you hear
That'd
this
be-
basically.
You're like, no.
22. So you guys are
I'm
listening.
cleaning my horns.
Yeah, I'm like, shh.
22, Lucian.
Oh, like by 6.
You're banking on whatever Tim Dale's telling you.
Yeah.
You're doing the like, she's got her ear to the door and you're just behind her.
Yeah.
Whiskey, you
Your ear's
listening?
up against my ear.
Roll.
14.
Yeah, I'd say for a 14 you can hear what's going on down the hallway as well as you keep your ear to the door. You hear one more knock. Okay, so for getting down, just roll me an acrobatics check to see how smoothly you do it. Because now it kind of matters.
So
Okay, you kind of like let yourself down from the roof.
I'll march the window.
Okay. Pushing it open, kind of like shutters open up.
Naked.
You hear a
Grabbing my simple,
open up
grabbing
immediately.
grabbing my simple cloak, and I'm gonna poke my head out the window. Do I see anybody on the ground?
Can I?
Let's see.
I feel
There is one guard standing out front. The
Oh,
door.
wait,
Oh,
no,
your room
no,
actually
no,
faces the
no.
opposite
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
so there's nothing.
Do
down
we know whose door they're
Well-
knocking on from our rooms, or do we
He's
just
heard
hear the...
You just hear the knocking. No, he hasn't said the name Kushagra yet since he's been
Yeah,
knocking at this
so-
door.
I fill you in.
hasn't said Kushagra
Yeah,
yet.
I thought he did.
No,
So you don't see anyone below because your room is actually kind of
So
facing like an
it's
alleyway,
like
basically.
We heard
that they were asking
We heard
for
they're
Kushagra,
asking for
though.
Kushagra before.
There's another home with a lower roof, probably about 8 to 10 feet across the hall,
We know
or
that
like
they're
a
looking for Kushagra.
alleyway.
That's a fuck.
So we would have been able to hear that they were looking for Kushagra in the
And they
other
were
room.
knocking on Oos's door.
Yes, you would have heard that. So you guys know.
Yeah. So we'll creak the door open. Like, what's all this ruckus out here?
Stay in your rooms. This is official business.
What?
They're like,
Leave the door open.
Yeah.
Weren't they pounding on your door?
No,
no,
they
they
door.
once they discovered that Usk was there, and she was like, "Oh, if you're looking for Kushagra, it's down here."
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna.
So I don't know which
room anybody's in.
So
I'm gonna start
You
crawling.
could peek into some other couple's room because
Yeah.
there's two other rooms that are
Yeah,
occupied.
I'm gonna start crawling along and stealthily peek into the nearest window.
Okay, so for the sake of crawling along the building, roll me an athletics check. I know you have climb, but it's to like do it carefully, basically. But it just
19.
makes it a lot easier for
19.
you. So you do it no problem. As you creak open the door, you hear the guards kind of like, "Open up this door immediately, Atanda." Allow me to go get the extra key. And you hear her like kind of go down the hallway as you are climbing along the side of this wall right now. Are you going to the left or the right? So your room would be in the middle, let's say.
Okay, left.
Okay, left.
So
Is it a couple
Okay,
of
so
them,
you
or
kind
is
of like slink along the side. You see like black curtains drawn over, and then you see like just a little bit of red skin and an orange wig sitting in a chair, just kind of strumming away a
I'm
little
gonna tap
bit.
on the window.
You'd hear this. You see Kushagra's face.
I mean, yeah.
Wait outside.
Do you have the object with you? Or
I
do
have
you
it
leave
with
it? Okay, okay.
So I run over, open the window. I'm like, what's outside?
What?
I'm just gonna wordlessly pass the object over, keep it safe, and I'm gonna crawl back to my room.
Okay, make me an athletics check.
Keep it secret.
See how fast you can do it.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna go. I'm not trying to do this quickly. I'm just trying to like crawl back to my room.
Okay.
You still want me to?
Still.
Let's see if I say this. 7 plus
What did he just?
Okay.
9.
You're good. 7 plus 9?
Do I know what he handed me?
7 plus 2 is a 9.
Oh, it's a 9.
I would know
Oh.
what he handed you.
Oh, yeah, because
Plus
I didn't
2.
personally see it.
Oh, athletics, yeah.
I took it as a skill. So it's my proficiency.
It's like you have to grab a couple times to hold on.
No, we don't have
It
a
takes
bed.
you a little bit longer. As you are coming to the edge of the window, you see the door opening up. Do you want to slip in still?
Yeah.
I put it in the tub.
You just see the very start of it
Yeah.
opening up. Roll me a quick stealth check if you want to jump in.
Stealth. But I want to be like noticed in the room. Like I want
But
to.
you probably don't want to be seen coming into the window.
Oh, I see. So I want to stealthily close the window behind me, stand there in my robe, twirling my tail.
Okay, let's see how you do. Before the door opens fully.
9 plus 9, I think. Yes, 18.
Okay, no problem. As the door opens up, his head is coming in, and you just jump straight in. You're now standing in the middle of the room. As you see a knight of Avondale, flanked by 2 guards behind him, and then
Is this the
Atanda's
same-
head poking
Is
out.
this the same night I talked to when I was?
You spoke to the woman, and this is not that person.
Greetings.
Good evening.
Who do I owe the pleasure of this late night visit?
If you must know, Ramonius Yates of the Knights of Avondale. I'm here to collect one Kushagra who's said to be in this room. You fitting the description of a tabaxi. You're to come with me immediately.
That's quite disappointing.
Can we hear this?
You see Atanda
I must say I tried to reach you at a reasonable hour during the day. I was snuffed by the Baron and his guards. Are you staying in the keep?
I am.
And the one I am supposed to meet is at the keep as well.
That's where we're going. You got that.
Will you allow me to dress? And I open my robe and show him my naked body.
Those are flax.
Roll me a persuasion roll with advantage, as he kind of like probably never seen a naked tabaxi before, especially
it's a
one
good
so
thing,
like
advantage.
thin.
It's just gray fur. I'm a furry.
Yeah.
It's a gray cat.
Like a bodysuit.
It's a gray cat, man.
Great,
Little
Catherine.
furry penis.
6 nipples.
Two little
furry
little
nipples.
nuts.
I have been spayed.
It was persuasion.
Persuasion.
It's one, so 13.
Put some pants on. I mean, right away.
Put on my
He's just standing there.
put on my fine clothes. I'm not taking my time, but I'm not rushing either. And then I'll put my so I finished dressing with my fine clothes. I got my cards as well. So I'm on the way, and I'll just like motion to them as I'm about to leave. Like, is this okay?
What are those?
Something to pass the time.
Give them
on
here.
the trip. You would like a reading?
I want to inspect them.
Oh, certainly.
Grabs the cards and kind of like shuffles through them. Passes it back. Seem to be in order. Come with me. You two. Around the side. Thank you, miss. You've been a great help tonight. So Tanda's like,
Give her a little wink.
Our door is open.
Yeah.
You guys are heads poking out?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've left it open. 'cause we were
you see
to wait.
the knight come down the hallway first, Kushaga in the middle, and then the two guards behind him.
Anywhere you're taking my friend.
Step aside. This is official Avondale business citizen.
It is all right, Lucian. You'll be fine. I will see you in the morning. Give her a little wink.
Oh, yes.
Just a little.
So as you guys have the object now,
We're both like, I'm like,
I
what?
put it in the tub.
I'm like, what?
The full tub?
Yeah.
Are they gone?
Barrett.
they do leave down the
It's actually
stairways.
pretty smart.
As long as Kushaga's going without
Double
conflict,
percentage,
they take him.
The shitty, dirty tub.
I just got out of it.
Yeah.
So you just toss it in the
I
bath.
put it in the. Chandra passes to her. She passes to me. I put it in the tub.
Oh,
Okay.
I was like,
You
what?
go
And
get
he's like, give it to me.
Yeah.
And the other two.
All right.
I'm gonna go down to the torture chamber.
And I'll go down.
We're both just there, like, standing.
But it's on the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my hair is now out of its two buttons.
is that?
And it's
Just a mess.
It's just as long
A
as
lie.
Oh, that's so great!
Yeah.
Tell me that's not
That's
what
so
I'm looking
cute.
for.
I think it is. I don't want to.
all of my
It's
green
not the
hair.
object.
1 second.
Open it. Open it.
I open it and instantly know that it's him because how low the
Where the knock came from.
Yes.
Kushana's been arrested.
I kind of figured that.
Lovely.
I'm gonna like look down the hall and see if I can
Yeah.
catch eyes with you.
Oski boy,
Get them
I
in
need
here.
your help.
Get them in here.
Chance to get back at those guards. Those
Everybody shut up.
Are you coming?
Sounds like a problem.
Okay, fine.
The four of us, I guess, we'll gather in the torture chamber.
Yeah.
How fitting.
Huska just opens the door and closes it.
It's just going downstairs, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
The three doors are down there, sitting at the table.
Cool. Is Paula down? Attend down there too?
She is as well, kind of behind the bar, like I don't know what is going on.
Go over. Moose goes over and orders a beer or an ale or whatever.
Kind of
and
like
just kind of
shaking and like an ale. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to do what I am asked. Of course, I hope if he has done anything wrong, that he will be proven some innocence.
I'm sure you will figure it out.
As you're writing her name on the shit.
No. And I just stand at the bar with the ale.
You see the one blonde dwarf kind of like, hey, no, hey, I'll keep up on it. He sits up from the table and walks out the front door. So you four are in the torture room?
Yeah.
Okay. And
The
you are
second-
being escorted back to the keep right now.
The second the door closed. Motherfucker!
I don't know why. Why?
Here, I'll show you why.
As I'm just standing there with my arms crossed looking.
I lead her over to the bathtub.
As it hasn't been, like, totally completely
Right.
bound. Like, the
Uh-huh.
ropes are kind of floating in the water
Is there water?
that are, like...
Yeah, I just got out of it.
Oh, I do.
Beach.
Well, what's that?
Not everybody's attuned to it.
What's that?
You know what you found in the storage room?
It's the item that they're looking for.
You know who passed me this?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say
It
Kushagra.
was Davina, but Kishara passed me.
Good one.
I don't even know what it is.
I knew that
Should we
that
inspect
was
it?
up to something. I just wasn't expecting this.
Okay.
I'm gonna like a finger move like the ropes so it's like slowly loosening up
I'm gonna.
because we still don't know what's inside of the bundle, right?
Nobody else knows except for Kishar.
Right. So I'm gonna I'm not gonna touch it direct. I'm just kind of
You'd have to, like, pick it up and unwind it. 'Cause
Right,
it's
I'm gonna
been
just
bound a
touch
few
some
times.
stuff.
I grab a whip and the end of it I just start poking around.
Poking this wet
Yeah.
keep
bundle
poking
on
it
the
until it. I'll keep poking it until the.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually reach into the water and
Oh,
and
So as-
pull it out now that the
Cards have gone.
the guards are gone. I'm gonna pull it out and put it onto the slab. That's
So it's still bound. The ropes are kind of, like, loose.
I'll use my mage hand to unfurl the
Okay.
Should we?
Yes.
We have to know.
It calls to us.
It calls to us all.
So, as you're using Mage Hand to slowly
Like
unwrap,
standing around the.
you guys are all
slab.
standing around this
Yeah.
table.
yeah.
The first thing you see is the glint of the edge of a blade.
Sword.
As you continue, there a little bit of light from candlelight in the room hits the edge of the blade. You see this green tinge kind of emanate across it before it leads down to a golden hilt. Kind of forms like this S shape where the blade meets it, and then you see this large eye, and then a golden handle as well. As you do, I need everyone except for Lucian to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Why, Lucian?
Wouldn't you guys like to know?
Just people in the room, not who's.
Just people in the room. Yeah.
Right?
As you see the eye kind of like dilate for a moment,
15.
22.
16, 22, 16. Instinctively, all of you just immediately shut your eyes and kind of put the flaps over.
Lucian's like, what? What's going on?
As you hear this kind of in your head,
Oh, you shut the fuck up.
So the
I didn't
three
have
of
to
us-
make the save.
So the
Do I
three of us-
recognize it as the
freak out.
same whispers as I heard? You could shut the fuck up right now.
lift the top, it's sweet inside.
Green walls.
What is try to cover it back up?
Yeah.
You still see like the edge of the blade, but the eye is currently covered up.
I'm gonna cover the whole thing up.
Yeah,
Wrap
I've got
it
the
back.
mage
Wrap it
hand.
up like-
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Finesse thing.
What
Did you see?
was that?
Those are that's the same voice I heard when I was going crazy.
That's
These
my,
are the notes. Yes.
that was my first time. I've never heard anything like that before.
Oh, the madness is spread right to land. It seems.
Time and place. Time and place.
Is this some sort of effect on lesser intelligent beings? It seems. Ooh, totally just.
I'm just
I have a
looking at you like,
17.
I was gonna say, Timdale's pretty intelligent.
That is yeah.
I rolled a 22. So.
I guess Lucian, as you're trying to figure out something, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. 15.
Could be any number of things. You're not sure. It's calling out to them, but not you. It's best you can account for.
We'll divulge what this is.
Why
your own
does he
device.
have this on him?
So what do we do with it?
We have to keep it secretive. Honestly,
He said keep it safe.
You should honor that.
But he's the one that stole it.
I know, but
No
But
one.
he's our friend.
He's our
And he wouldn't have done it. He didn't mean to do it. Just
he helped me get my spell book back. Please don't do it.
You would have this for a reason.
He gave me so much shit over this.
well,
Perhaps he knew the queen wanted it for malicious intent.
You're just wearing pants and a cloak right now, right?
No, I have my fine clothing on.
Okay.
I put on.
But
my,
no
like,
weapons or anything, right? Yeah. Okay, good to know.
I have my cards and my fine.
And your
clothing.
well, I vote that Lucian holds on to it.
I'm at the mercy of the
I mean,
No doubt. It's probably for the best.
I'm okay with that.
You all winced at it.
People of Avondale.
I'll take care of it. I did not feel any of its effects.
I think it seems if it's whatever I've seen in the center is what
The eyes?
It's an eye.
was it. I just my eyes just closed.
Ooh, Lucian takes a sword.
Well, hang on. Yes.
We go to bed
Ruffle it.
if we can.
We need a.
Are you
we need a safe
unwrapping
spot.
it
I'm not
again?
unwrapping it. No.
Okay, so you're just
We need a safe spot. for it.
you're holding onto the sword.
Yes.
Okay. So Usk, you're downstairs enjoying a beer. Anything you'd like to be doing otherwise?
I'd like to talk to Tanda about like the local lizard populations and such.
This is a personal journey right now.
Just figuring out
We're
what's
just
going
along for the
on.
ride.
Well, the lizard folk are native to these lands and always have been. They dwell over in the Cephiro swamps to the far west of the island. They're very protective of their land and sometimes they disrupt the nation in their doings, and the army has come to taking prisoner of some of the smaller, younger, and putting them to work for much purpose. Some of them are good in the mines, and some of them are better on the other end of the spectrum, doing more farm work or helping hands around. It is unfortunate, though. Their lives certainly taking a backseat to the men and others of the nation. It is very sad to see.
What know of orcs?
There are orcs here. That is the other war that is fought. The nation pushed further to the north, exploring towards the great mountain of Kidal. Somewhere in that area, a place that has now been called the Orcish Moors, a great culture, a large civilization of orcs. Thousands of them. Not entirely sure what aggravated them, but they have decided to attack the nation for the last 30 or so years. This has been very difficult, as you can imagine, as they are stretching themselves on two front lines now. The war with the orcs has been very savage at best, but they have formed a front line far away from the castle and from First Fire Port. Although we are all very nervous that maybe it will come closer. We're hopeful to get more soldiers to muster up the casualties that are inflicted by these brutal beasts. There are some who, I would suppose they are more half of orc, half of human. There is one gentleman who lives in town here. He works for the King's Guild now, but born, and I have... When I was running my previous establishment, he was a respected client of mine. We called him Gut.
Got
Member of the King's Guild now. But he is from here. An abandoned Delrid is very kind to take him under his wing and teach him the ways of the sword, or very large axe as he chooses to wield. He's a very large and not entirely stupid, but not entirely smart either. Can understand. It's very difficult to grow up and live amongst the people. If you are here for the pilgrimage to meet your kind, be very wary. The nation is quite ruthless sometimes, I find. They are not kind to the lizard folk, as they have made their lives more difficult. They trek through the swamps. There are frequent ambushes lately, but that is all I can tell you. The soldiers that come back are horrified. The large creatures that they use at their disposal. Big dinosaur types. Very scary, you can imagine.
Sounds familiar.
Some say that they follow the dragon of the mountain. They are his servant. That is why they protect so fiercely that direction. But that is just what folks say. The dragon has always been, but lays dormant for many, many years at a time, before it comes back. We always hope that it does not come too close to the cities. So far, it has not. This is good. I feel maybe it fears the machines of war, perhaps. What a great creature like that would have to fear, I do not know, though.
Thank you for the information.
I'm sorry about your friend. I hope he will be okay. Please, it was nothing that I did. I did not tell them anything. They must have found out some other way. Your privacy is of my utmost concern.
Thank you. Oops. Actually, leaves the
Goes out. Okay. So at this point, say Kushaga, you're walked to the entrance of the keep, where the gate kind of like the doors open wide, and the guards pull it over, and the knights walk you in. And he kind of says, "Halt!" Does a quick search. You're wearing pretty much nothing, so it takes only a moment.
I'm fully clothed. I'm in my finest
Well,
clothing.
you're not wearing weapons and armor, basically, so you're just wearing clothes.
Nothing at all.
I'm still sort of picturing you half naked with just a cloak on, but you're wearing clothes. Okay. New clothes, no doubt.
Yes. I am going in to be diplomatic. Hopefully I just don't get thrown into the prison cell.
Immediately.
You're covered in shit. Your clothes are ruined. So, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, literally.
So, as they walk you through the courtyard, in the courtyard, the stone foundation, you can see other accesses to the castle. You see two staircases, one that leads off to the one side of the wall, one that curves around and leads up to the top of the other. You see several doors around. Most of them are fairly heavy looking, and then two large double doors that kind of match the same as the main entry gate that they lead you up to, and then opening up those, it opens up into a main hall. Moderately sized room, large wooden throne that's draped in comfortable fabrics sits at the end atop a small stair-lined platform. You see 6 large pillars line either side of the hall leading to the throne. Glowing bulbs of magical energy are mounted to the light, or to light the interior with a white light inside. A pair of tables rest on either side, the first and second pillars, and either side you see like long benches and several off-duty guards that are just kind of eating their meals, having drinks, and enjoying their sort of off time quietly. Leading to the throne, you see this purple carpet that has kind of yellow embroidery around its edges, quite fanciful. And sitting at the throne, you see a human male in his 40s, with light brown hair that has kind of some gray and very tanned skin. His face is wide and square, with a chin covered in gray stubble. His eyes are very small, brown, and glaring, with his brow kind of pursed together, wearing his finely made breastplate that's engraved with the symbol of the Four Lords right on his chest. You see an arm's reach away from him is a large greatsword that's kind of propped up against the side of the throne. He kind of sits up a little bit taller in his seat. That'll be all.
I turn around and walk away. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you said that was it?
Thank you, Romanius. So, this is Kushagra. I'm told you have information on this magical object of which the princess seeks. Please do tell.
I am curious. Who may I ask am I speaking with?
I am Baron Albus Ennius of the nation of Avondale.
Greeting, Baron. It has come to my attention that you're not an easy man to make an appointment with.
I'm very busy, especially this morning and this afternoon. Thank you.
Now,
So,
I may have information that could help you, but I believe that some friends of mine from our ship are being held in your castle. Is this true?
that is correct. We've taken the captain Zovra Holloway and all of her crew and held them captive until their names can be cleared. We have not the time to head to the church yet for such proceedings that may be required furthermore. If you could be of assistance to this, perhaps we will be allowed to set them free. So please, speak up if you have information.
I find it curious. I was not aware that Avondale was the type of nation to charge people with crimes not yet proven.
Things are different around here on the Heart of Mora. We are in a state of war. We must be very careful, especially with unknown magical artifacts floating around amongst the public. It seems as though something had been switched, says to the captain, and unbeknownst to her.
Yes.
There was some mention from my guards that you had information on this, so I'm coming to you now.
I may have mentioned this magical object. I would gladly tell you all I know. I would prefer to be certain that the captain and her crew are safe. May I be allowed to see them?
Ramonius, gather the captain. Right away. Let's see him lead out. Actually, he goes down a side entrance that's attached to this room, just a door to the side, to the left of gate, I guess, where you're standing if you're facing the throne. Just waits.
Shuffle my cards.
So I'm eyeing them up a little bit.
Are you a faithful man, Baron?
Of course.
I see the symbol of the Four Lords
Four Lords guide us.
on your chest, yes. I believe that I am led by all of Mora's children, and through these cards, they speak to me. The good and the bad. I just listen to what they have to say.
What do they say now?
Depends on you. Will you allow me to approach?
Sure.
Cards.
Gambit
And when I walk up, just a touch is all it needs. Just touch the top of the deck and request an answer
See, like,
from
all the
Mora.
guards that are sitting and eating at the tables kind of like,
It's random.
he's like strong, thick fingers kind of like slap the top of the deck. See, like,
Goat.
heavy calluses.
Yoda.
It is a strange one. The Hermit. Now, this card, you see the lantern he holds, the cloaked one, the one who is not from civilization.
Sorry. I'm just still picturing you
Do you
wearing
mind,
just
Baron?
a cloak and being naked.
Do you mind?
Imagine I do this in the
I think it's a Barrett on
You
the
see
butt.
this man, he holds a lantern, something illuminating the mysteries in front of him. Perhaps this man is you. Perhaps this man is me. I'm not sure who will be revealing information to whom. But once we see Zobra, that will all become clear.
We shall find out, perhaps. Very peculiar.
Performance. Every time.
As a few minutes pass before you hear like the of very manacled, chained Zobra, kind of led in by the back, kind of hand on the shoulder very hard. Pushing her back in is Romanius, and she kind of like eyes kind of blink out. Kushogra?
Hello, Zobra. Thank you for your recommendation of the faded breast. I had a lovely stay there. Are you feeling well?
It's hardly the time.
I agree. This is very inappropriate.
I've already told you, I don't know where this object is. I have no information.
Are they like all chained up in a line? Like
It's just her actually right now.
Oh.
The crew is not with her at the moment, just Zobra. And Ramonius is standing like with his arm and hand, on her shoulder.
Are you aware if your crew is safe, Captain?
And they are down in this dungeon with me, yes.
Well, I can assure you, Captain, I will do everything in my power to see that you are set free. I am very sorry for the way you were being treated. I'm gonna give the Baron a look. Like,
He's like,
I'm not very happy. This is my friend, and I don't think this is very fair treatment.
so? She is safe? Tell me about this object.
Here in front of all of your guards.
Yes?
Very well. I will tell you everything I know. If you can trust your man.
Looks around, the men like straighten up.
Before we set sail from the Lonesome Islands, there was an acquaintance of mine who was in possession of a magical item. It was stolen by a thief. This thief was found aboard our ship, punished, and the object taken.
Yes, I've heard all this. Where is it now?
This object is apparently quite dangerous. And I believe the safest thing for this object is for it to be returned to its rightful owner.
Glares at you. And where is it now?
The last I heard, it was taken by one Princess Marcia of Avondale.
Looks it over. This is exactly what I was telling you. See? The object is vanished, it seems. What we recovered in this package was not the object of which the princess had originally seen, and yet but a simple sword. Roll me a deception check.
Did you lie?
Serious.
That one.
Oh no!
No.
I rolled, but I don't need to look it up.
I think you should get advantage because I'm saying the exact same thing.
Take your shirt off.
Take your clothes off. That's
Take your
what
clothes
I want.
off. Oh my
It's quite a valid point, actually. I will
I'm not
allow.
sorry. No, I'm not trying to search
I will allow.
You're gonna Want me advantage?
Okay.
Try a different dice.
Yes. Double that one.
You are being backed
lawyer.
up by Zobra. That's a very good point.
Kushagra's lawyer. Timdo has some things to say.
Don't worry, I already rolled the double nat one.
Still need to beat his
That was
roll.
wild.
The legendary.
The 2 for 1.
10.
Better
Not
than
better,
one.
not better.
It's better than 1, but it's
Ten
not
times better.
not good.
Not much better than 1.
10 times?
Better.
We shall see. Detain him for the evening. We will take him to the priest in the morning, and then we will learn the truth. As Ramonius kind of like, would you like me to take the captain back to his cell, sir? For now. We will hold all of them until we can clear this up. Chain him up. Take him down with the others. So you see a couple of the guards that are waiting on the side just kind of like come over with manacles and
That's another one.
chain
we
you
have
up.
to say.
So they walk you out the door. You go down a very narrow hallway where you see 2 doorways on either side before heading straight forward down a spiral staircase. Leading down the spiral staircase,
It won't fit the right. Just like, I like to think that they lock the door and they're just like,
Don't have my lockpicking tools.
Nothing.
he's just
rogue.
left at their demise.
Sitting there.
Here we go.
All it comes underneath the door.
So it goes down about 30 feet. A barred door is locked from the inside, and a guard basically opens it, lets you into a small room that's about 20 by 20 that contains a table, a set of chairs, and a number of locked chests. Chains and manacles dangle from hangers along the walls, as well as a ring of heavy iron keys hanging on the wall as well. You see him kind of grab the iron keys, unlock the door, open it up, and lead down the hallway. Where you see, basically it leads off, you see down a hallway, kind of a T intersection. Before the intersection you see a door that is fairly heavily barred. Kind of roll me a perception check as you walk past it.
I hope it's sticky.
And he says, Kushagra.
Hey, Kushagra, what are you
What
doing?
are you doing down here?
7.
Down here.
You don't get a glance inside the room, unfortunately, it's just dark. As you walk by, and he turns you down a hallway where you see a number of cells that lead down. You see the remaining crew members as you walk by. You see, Wincy, Paulus, Cassie, and everybody in their isolated cells. You kind of look over your shoulder, you see Zovra being directed down the other hallway, kind of perpendicular to yours, and they lead you down to the very end where there's one cell open still, and it kind of like opens it up. In you go.
Shuffling.
Kind of swings the keys onto his hip and enjoy. And it's just a piece of wood, basically, like to be your bed, and a bucket. That's it. Stone, small, like 10 by 10 cell.
Paid for that room in advance. So it'd be a safe
As you hear him kind of like walking down the hallway,
Appreciate a waterbed.
you hear, Kushagra? Is that you? Across the hall is Skippy.
It's across the
That
hall.
is
He's kind of like puts his hands on the bars. Kushagra?
Oh my god.
They got you too, eh?
Yes, unfortunately, I've been.
I don't know what they're talking about, Kushagra. They're talking about the object, and I don't know. They're saying nothing for him.
Oh, I know
It's
your
making
business.
me a low-key emotional.
The crew will be safe soon.
I hope you're right.
We will be fine.
Oh, they would have also taken your cards, by the way. That's it, though. They'll leave you with your clothes. It's the only thing you have. It's the only thing you
want
have.
him naked, you got him naked.
Right.
So they take your cards. That's your only possession other than your clothes. They'll leave you with your clothes. So the rest of you guys, Usk, you left. So what are you doing when you leave? You walk out.
I just making a, I look around the street as soon as I leave. Just kind of.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
We split the party 3 times. We split the party
3 ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them is
You
the
see to your left as you come out and like up the street towards where the keep is, the tail end of Rurik, the blonde dwarf, like walking in that direction before he turns the corner to the left.
I'll follow suit.
Okay, following behind, kind of keeping pace. You see him go up towards basically where the statue is, and you see him kind of leaning on towards it, looking up, looking around, glancing at things seemingly inconspicuous as possible, as it's fairly dark out right now. You see his like shadowy self just disappear behind the other side of the statue. Are you doing anything at the moment, or just watching?
I assume the same posture that he is and just continue to glance at him.
Okay. Roll me a perception check from that distance. And
17.
okay. You see him pulling out what looks like some kind of ink and quill, and basically drawing some marks and things like that on the statue before he kind of like and wanders off in the opposite direction, like basically towards the church direction, and then before he veers off to the right, like wrapping around the side of the keep. I'm going to continue to follow.
I'll investigate the statue.
Okay, so you walk over to the statue. It just says "fuck Tulgo."
Yeah.
What was this?
Rurik.
Oh, Rourke. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Like big, like slappy letters, like "fuck Tulgo."
Quickly vacate premises and make in the same direction as he's going.
All right, so continuing to follow him. As you continue to follow him, you see him go up to another building, and on the front door, he just again writes before he walks by, and then you see him like smashes a window, and then begins to scurry away. You hear someone kind of like from within before, like you see a big fat man kind of like swing the door open and look around. He checks out the window, starts examining it, like, oh my fucking god, what the hell is this? Reading the door, it says like, go home, nation, you know, something like that. It's like, what the hell is this crap? Who the... Starts looking around. Come inside, Henry.
I'm quickly making my way back to the breast.
Okay, seeing that, you head back. So
No
you guys who are still in the torture room with the object, what would you guys be doing?
Probably say I'd like to discover more that I can about this.
Don't
Take this.
open it.
It didn't affect me like it did you.
Well, don't open
That doesn't
it
mean that you
around
should
us.
open it.
You don't know if the more you look at it, it'll...
Fire doesn't affect me like it affects you. You think I'm gonna go walk into fire?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. You might. Do it for you. You
Maybe.
are open. Singing in another God's name. I think I might take Chagra's room to just isolate myself, knowing that he's not.
I go with him. I want to
Say
try
the
to
door-
see if there's any evidence as to why he has this.
I'd say the door's probably just left open still, I guess.
I want
Like,
to see
just
if I
wide
find
open.
anything hanging around that would...
I mean, you find his personal belongings, I would say, is they're probably fairly easy to just find, as it's the only thing that looks different than jungle theme in the room.
I should hang on to these for when we get him out.
Indeed. Not sure, Divina, if you want to be around for this, but I do think. Investigate this a little bit more. See what this is. The curiosity is getting.
What if I just don't look at it? I'm gonna stick over. No, I'm gonna go to bed.
Leaving Lucian in the jungle room?
I'll hang out. I'm like, holla if anything weird happens.
I will, of course.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Hopefully, I'll have some answers for you by the morning.
Good night.
Keep that thing out of sight. Find it well.
I don't like this.
Okay, so Lucian, you're examining this object.
Indeed, I will unfurl it again with using the mage hand, not touching it.
Maybe you were supposed to be the chosen one.
You see the eye just kind of like swells up, and you see it darting from side to side.
Oh
I
yeah.
spent the entire trip thinking I was crazy
That reminds
because
me
of
of
this
Zelda.
thing.
As you do, roll me an Arcana check.
16.
So
Should have picked that.
I think that
The 15 last time.
I'm not going to. I'm just gonna hang out with Davina to make sure that, just in case.
Okay.
I went back to my comment.
I'm gonna last minute, night before exam, cram on this thing. Just. What's this?
Accidentally assumed
there's
to do it.
something magical about this, for sure.
Magic.
Yes,
The moving eyeball didn't move anything away.
You don't entirely understand, but you do understand that this is some kind of rare artifact of some kind. You've never seen anything quite like this before. However, you do understand that there is some kind of necrotic power to it of some kind. You understand a little bit about that. Currently, it's like it needs to be fed or something like that. It doesn't have any power in it right now, other than what it offers and what it is. You understand that this object's craving something particular, something, a bond of some kind, that you are unable to offer it.
Unable to offer it.
It has no interest in you.
Interesting. Those scrubs.
As you spend about an hour kind of going over the object and divining it.
Are you okay in there, Lucian?
I'm alright. Just unlike anything I've ever seen before.
You wanna just cover it up and
I will cover it back up. Yes, of course.
Tell us what you found out.
This ancient artifact seeks something.
Like what?
Thirsts for something. I cannot put my mind to it. I don't know yet.
Clarify, it might not be ancient, but it is some kind of
blood,
Some kind of-
blood, more blood.
Perhaps.
What evil thing doesn't crave?
But I know I bleed. I do not possess what it desires. And that I have no idea.
You wanna perform an experiment? I take out a dagger.
Slash.
Slice your hand.
Yes.
Bleeding. Take 1 point of damage.
Of course.
I'm gonna.
Touch it.
No, I'm not gonna touch it now.
Excellent.
I want you to unfurl that. I'm gonna look at you, and you tell me what happened.
I will, of course.
Yeah.
Alright. Use the mage hand again to
Unhurl it.
Yeah.
Okay.
furl it. Do I notice the eye goes like. What's it do?
I'm holding my hand over it, but looking directly at Lucian.
Is it bleeding over?
Like I'm essentially like it's pooling, the blood's pooling in my hand.
Okay. Are you allowing it to? Like, it's just pooling in your hand.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Lucian to kind of give me the. You ready?
So you're just not looking at it.
I'm looking directly at the sword. He's looking at me.
Yeah.
I'm looking away.
So the
No
eye
blood
like
on the sword.
flare up a little bit.
I need you to tell me what's going on.
The eye is flaring up. Stephanie looked
Put a
engaged.
drop of your blood on there and see what happens.
I will go and like take a little drop of it with the mage hand that's now free from after it's sitting there. Douse a little, sprinkle a little.
As you drop the droplet of blood, you see it hit the blade before it kind of absorbs into it.
What just happened?
All right. So now, do you feel anything different? Now it has absorbed your blood. As I'm writing furiously.
Did it absorb your blood?
No,
Roll me
You didn't.
a wisdom saving throw.
me?
Barrett.
Yes, you. Who do you think?
16.
Okay. You hear for a moment as you hear the kind of like echoes for a moment in your head, like you hear this voice calling into you, Karos, before you kind of like
Do either of you hear that?
Yeah, what?
Not.
Have you gone mad again?
Probably. I'm bleeding over an evil soul.
So it's talking to
All right.
I don't know. It's not talking to me. It's saying
How do you know it's
Eros.
not talking to
You
me?
sure it wasn't Gyarados? Red Gyarados?
Now I'm curious.
Hera.
It doesn't have effect to my blood. Why would it not? Well, me.
But why would it affect you if it was if it wasn't Elven? Why is it affecting the me?
Did we figure out...
Just gonna
He figured out who Karos was, right?
no. Cruel had no idea.
Roll me a history check.
Keep looking.
Did you say the word Karos though? Because you only heard that whisper in your head.
He said it.
I've
Okay.
been telling them.
But you
Gotcha.
literally just did too.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It is Karos
Wow.
with a C. Or K.
KAC.
Okay. Well, not another
12.
T, so.
Doesn't ring a bell to you. Nothing seems familiar about
I'll step
that.
back.
Pulling it back up.
Yeah.
Did you cut yourself?
No. I didn't.
Just kind of like have this slice in your
Should
hand
I?
now. You can try if you want.
Just like I pricked my finger.
1 point of damage.
With a prick?
It's got to be
You're
something.
the gods.
It's got to be something.
You are the guy. When Steph kills you to death.
I'll
Yeah,
do
what
that.
about the first?
So I
The mage
drop it
hand.
on to the sword. Yeah.
You do the same, and
Just
you see the drop sucked into the sword. You see the blade kind of for a moment just glow with this green glow for just a moment. You see the eye kind of roll me a wisdom saving throw.
This one again. Come on.
Doesn't affect me.
You hear this voice in your head for a moment, just Stuffina, before you kind of like shake it out.
Oh, now it knows her name. What happened to me?
Blonded.
It knew my name.
Why is it saying your name, but it's
I wanted to
telling
do
me
that.
something different?
me.
Do me next.
How does it know my name?
It's easy.
I'm curious why it... I'll do the next slice.
Okay.
Nice slice. I'll just drop right down.
Weird experience.
1 HP.
1 HP, please.
You
Stop doing
drop,
blood magic, guys.
and you see
Hey,
again
we're practicing as a group, not.
I'm asleep.
This is a cult.
the blood
This is a cult
drops, hits
Yeah.
the edge of the sword before it
We did the blood cult.
This is blood cult.
absorbs into it.
Tim Dale on the blood cult.
Nuts.
You hear nothing.
Doesn't crave my
second
my blood.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
There's blood on the floor.
It's a different thing than that. We're born on different wounds.
Good night.
Should I grab it?
I don't want to grab it.
You're touched by me.
Do you want to grab it? Is that what you're doing?
You know to grab it.
Grab the sword, hold it. Feels like a sword.
It's like a
I feel like you're the controls in this experiment.
Yes. All right. Swing. I'll start swinging, practicing my blade back with it. Feel nice and balanced.
Well made. The edge is razor sharp.
Well,
It's a beautiful sword.
it's beautiful sword. All right, I'll wrap it back.
No, it's my turn.
Oh, do you wish to try this?
This thing has been in my head since we were on the route.
It called my name.
I trust you guys to make
I'm in
sure.
a down hall. I wish I was with you.
Snoozing away.
Knocking some sense into y'all. I'm freaked the fuck out.
Whisk is out, Timdale's out, it's just you three.
Promise me.
Yes.
Kshagra is
Giants.
in
I'm
chains
with a
while
clear
you're
mind right
in
now.
prison.
I am telling you,
Fresh air.
I don't like
New
this.
clothes too.
Just touch it with about a finger.
I'm gonna
Don't hold it.
Not hold.
Got it.
I'm gonna wrap my hand around the hilt.
Okay.
We're gonna have my
As
mage
you
hand
wrap your hand around the
wrapping around
hilt,
the blade bit, like
you
holding it
feel
together
your
with
hand
this-
kind of
this goes over.
clench
Yeah.
with this fierce grip. Roll me a wisdom saving throw
just
with
like-
disadvantage.
That's a 6.
Just nightmare. That's it, baby.
That's 16.
That's so sad.
Here.
So 6.
It's
You
just
see
nightmare. It's just nightmare.
Barrett's eyes kind of glaze over
Barrett, no!
as he
You've got a mage hand on,
grips
right?
harder. You see the blood kind of rolling down his fingers and like squeezing out the side of it as he clenches this sword and lifts it off. You hear a voice calling in your head. Yes, Caros.
I slap him.
You slapping him?
Yeah.
Roll me a Constitution save.
15.
Just take it. You don't even notice. Your eyes are completely glazed over. His face like barely moves from this impact of your hand. You see him clenching the sword tighter. You see the eye flaring up and like darting from one side to the other side to the other side to the other side. In your eyes, Karos, you see nothing. All of a sudden, everything is black and dark.
Barrett?
Before you hear this crackling sound of like, what sounds like fire. Crackling around you.
I'll start
You're
motioning everybody else to get back.
bodiless. You guys are just watching him like stone-faced. Like his eyes are completely glazed over.
Cast
As
detect
he-
magic on him.
Holds the sword. It's magic.
I grab the wrapping and I throw it over the eye.
This is all happening within like a split second or so,
Oh.
but I have to describe what's going on first. So, as this voice climbs into your brain, you hear it kind of, yes, Karos. I am the Whisper's Edge. We can be one. We can be powerful. Yes. Join me, Karos. What do you want to do?
My name is Barrett. I prefer rapiers. I'm gonna try to loosen my grip.
Okay, make me a con save. Actually, make me a Constitution check. Sorry.
I love that. That's great.
Actually, you know what would be better, to be honest, is a strength check.
Strength check?
Yep. As I changed my mind 4 times.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, this is best.
You see, like, you guys are watching the whites of his
Change your
knuckles
dice.
just gripping so hard. There's blood, like, squirting through the small gaps between his fingers. What was the roll?
18.
18. Before all of a sudden he just... Gah! And the sword cling, drops to the ground.
Let me take the mage hand and grab it and put it back.
I just instantly dropped my knees.
What happened?
I
That was stupid.
You're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Are you fine?
No.
Right.
Rip
Well-
a piece of bedding off and give it to him.
We don't have to go over it right now, but the sooner the better. We will talk about your experience. Let's find out what this sword is.
I have a feeling that that's what happened to Kashan.
I don't think that quite happened.
That's why he probably had it on him.
Say near to this point, Usk would come back to the faded breast. You guys hear the like door opening below and just the like heavy footsteps of Usk entering the building.
Do I notice that the blonde dwarf is back?
He's not back yet. The other 2 dwarves, I'd say they're still there, just waiting downstairs quietly. One of them is like, she seems to be making some kind of leaf ring in her hands, while Viet is just kind of sitting there chewing on a drumstick, sipping a beer.
Boost walks by them, making a comment. Your friend's having fun tonight.
Oh, causing a little bit of mayhem out there, easy. Good to know. Are you joining in as well, my friend?
Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Soon these bastards will pay, that's for sure. So they took your friend in the nines, eh?
Sure did.
It's a damn shame. Hopefully he doesn't end up in the torture rooms or anything like that. Whatever information he's got, hopefully he gives it up freely. The knights can be ruthless when they need to be.
Just continue up the stairs at this point.
Okay. Have a good night. Usk. Go upstairs.
Oh. Go to check if the shower's room is free.
Is the door closed while you guys are in it?
Yeah. I was when we were doing experiments on some
Are you
shades.
knocking?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just open it.
Is it locked?
No.
Probably not. Usk opens up the door, and three of you guys are standing there.
Just like jump.
And the sword is wrapped up
It's
and on the
wrapped up at
ground.
this point, yeah.
I'm wrapping my.
And
I'm
all
wrapping
three
my
of you are
hands.
bleeding.
Yeah.
I'd say, for the sake of the fact that Usk always can smell blood in the
I was
air,
gonna say, I was like, yeah.
you might smell a little bit of blood in the air.
Smells like a party.
We just missed
Yikes.
Well said.
Amazing.
Snowy one-liners.
Yeah. Like delicate elven summery savory blood.
Found Kushagra had an item.
Can you guess what item it is?
May or may not be the one they were looking
Don't care.
for. I didn't think so.
Of course, had many items. Sneaky cat.
Cats are always sneaky, aren't they? It's better him than in the wrong hands.
it.
Well, I will watch over it.
Like yours.
I put it down.
Barely.
Like you can almost see where the grips are in your hand because you were holding it so tightly.
You've got like a nice red handprint on your face.
Yeah, also.
A white handprint because the skin's red.
It's finally catching up. Why
The stinging starts to come in for a moment.
does my cheek hurt? I think it's time for bed.
I do believe so. I'm gonna pull out.
You should probably hide that thing really well.
I will.
Like flop down on the waterbed.
Your room, is it now? Sure about that?
I get the couch.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I popped the wall.
I'm like staring.
If I can have it, no one can.
Making more and more sense.
What a dick move!
I love it.
Usk is actually just an infant.
Totally.
lizard.
I want what I want, and I want it now.
Temper tantrums.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He popped that waterman instantly and he laid on it.
Really?
Crushes the waterbed.
I'm gonna
You
go back
taking
to
the water
torch
bed?
No, I
chamber.
leave. That's popped.
It popped.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
It's just
popped
me
it.
now. Yeah.
He popped it.
While she was on it.
Geomantic.
I'm gonna
Starts
go lay on the
shooting out.
couch.
I scramble.
Everyone's gonna leave the jungle room now.
As it's leaking
I will-
I
everywhere.
collect Kushagra's stuff and take it back.
So you've got Kushagra's gear. Okay.
Yeah.
As this bed is like,
Now that I'm not sleeping in the same room as Davina, I get the couch.
Oh, Mage Hand, can I like stop
Oh,
the
no.
pressure of it?
yeah, for a
Just be able
like,
to-
are you leaving it there forever?
Put the faint
Jim,
inside of it.
I guess it's only for 1 minute, yeah.
Sorry, to see.
Okay.
Kindle.
I'll figure out something else I can do. But
If you're not going to hold it all night, it will probably leak all over the place.
At the very least, I'm going to hold it enough so that I can aim it out the window. Maybe lift up the waterbed.
Really ambitious.
Roll me a strength
Waterbed.
check.
Really ambitious.
You're trying to rotate the mattress towards the window
Waterbed is?
Leaking through to the bottom.
and like shoot it out the window.
No, but I don't want it to leak through the entire.
Can
Right.
Tulgo
Hey,
not
not your problem. You just take the room.
bend it up?
I'm asleep.
Sleeps.
You didn't pay for the room. Remember that.
Except
She
that
would have knocked some sense into us while we were doing that.
Pretty heavy, but like it takes you a while. You get soaked
Yeah.
while you're doing this,
That's fine.
for one thing. But eventually, you drag the the waterbed mattress off and out of the frame towards the window.
Yeah.
You kind of direct the corner of it where you see water just kind of
I'm like,
pissing out into the street.
Is this just watching us go down?
No, he's already asleep.
Oh, he's already
Back to your room.
Alright.
Yeah,
Poked it and just left, yeah.
determined to like half an hour.
So
to move
with
this thing.
with feeling comfortable where it is, it takes you a while to
Yeah.
do that. It's quite a laborious adventure for you.
There's water all
You're
over.
drenched, completely
Water's-
drenched.
Water's all over the floor.
Yeah, there's puddles. It's
fun.
very messy looking room.
Could have been worse.
But at least it's a week paid in advance.
I'm
Well,
sleeping on
while
the
you're
couch.
while you're doing that, I sneak into where you were going to sleep, and I just I meditate on the couch.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, there's no couch in my room. You're
Oh.
on the floor.
Well, I meditate at the end of the bed while you sleep because
Oh yeah, I only take.
because there's lots of room.
I also sleep in like a hole, like a very small person.
Like a
whole,
burrow.
all pretzeled up.
I have lots of room to meditate.
You're just gonna
So
be
sleeping.
I went back to the torture chamber and
Okay.
is sleeping on the couch that Davina claimed.
I feel like no one
You
will
go
want
in.
to sleep with the sword, so I will keep it in the jungle. I'll stay in the jungle.
Unless
Okay.
mine to sleep in the waterbed,
Yeah.
but oops, this is
I'll,
selfish.
I'll hide. I'll put the if I can climb. Did you say there was like a tree kind of thing, a fake tree that's going through it, or was it jungle esque?
I'd say each of the bed poles is like a fake tree in its
Fake
own.
tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was a tree at one point.
Was a
It is
tree.
wood.
Okay. There are rafters. Can't climb up there. Oh, I can bring the mage hand. I'll put the mage hand and lift it up on top.
Over the rafters.
Put it up on the rafters.
Okay.
And I'll just sit and like brood and be like, what the fuck? Try and go over the over my
Evening
notes,
events?
soaking wet the main events. Coming to a conclusion, try to, but entering a more trance state. Doing meditations. I'll
okay.
also lock the door.
Okay. And the door's locked. Gotcha.
Door's
So you guys are all going to sleep on your own terms.
Yes.
Kushagra, you are in a cell.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to be doing in your cell
I'd like to leave.
with your time? Okay.
I'd like
Well,
to leave.
you're locked in.
Anything besides that.
Now the other prisoners
How
are
long is that going on
uncomfortable
for?
and can't sleep.
I wouldn't actually do that.
Okay.
But that's how I feel right now.
Internally, yeah.
See, like across the hall, you know, Skippy is just staring at you with like his puppy dog eyes, just like, we'll get through this, Kushagra.
I know.
Have faith in the captain.
Skippy, do you know what's supposed to happen to us tomorrow?
No.
Apparently we're going to the church and they're going to clear our name. Oh, let's go to church.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Why not? You have no faith in the church?
No, I don't know what that means.
Oh,
They're gonna make us what?
just ask you some questions. It'll be okay.
I've already answered all the questions they've asked me. At least I didn't get the hot iron.
Who got the hot iron?
Nobody yet, but I don't want to hear it, that's for sure.
No one will be getting the hot iron.
No.
3 feet of terror.
I hope it all comes out in the church, I guess.
Get him round up.
Yeah.
So I feel a little guilty. It's like, go sleep.
You should.
Okay.
You should.
Hey, we're not.
Skippy is
They're
devastated.
fine. They're fine.
Nobody's killed
We're not
or
there
anything.
yet.
So, as we come back from break,
Oscar's go back from King.
we will come to the morning to start. And first up, we will start with Kushagra, as it is very, very early when this happens. As you kind of eventually fall asleep, you hear what wakes you eventually, because it's just dark. There's torchlight basically lighting the interior of this dungeon, as you see the torchlight of the guard coming down. flanked by Romanius and the Baron and Princess Marcia and DeMarco, the priest of which you guys met in the church.
Are they like coming up to myself? Or?
Yes.
Good morning, friends. Thank you for the accommodations. Quite the hospitality you show your guests here on the Heart of Mora.
You must treat everything with caution here.
And
By my
very little
order.
respect as well. What can I do for you, princess?
We shall see. DeMarco,
Polo.
we shall take him to the room. Come, come. Open the door.
As the guard kind of like comes down, opens up the door, and
Right this way. No funny business.
leading
Shuffle
you
as
down the
slowly as I
hallway.
can.
So behind you will be like the princess, the knight, as you walk down the hallway, and they lead you to another door, which the guard. It's the one that you passed, and he kind of puts the keys in, opens it up.
Can I see which key it is on the ring?
And roll me a perception check.
13 from the left.
15 down.
Perception, I think it's two. I always get this.
What was it?
It's 15.
It's not too bad.
I would say you spot the key that he uses for this door is a little bit different than all the other keys. It has kind of a silverish color to it, where the other one's more of a brass coppery kind of color to them. It seems a bit sturdier, as the door itself is also different than the other ones, and it has bars where the windows are, or well, a barred window that you can look into. But as he opens up the door, why do I keep losing this? Ah, here it is. Opening up the door, see about a 20 by 20 foot room with a rack in the center, tables around the sides, and tools scattered around.
Oh, no.
The smell of blood fills the air in your nostrils, that iron kind of taste.
All right. Lay yourself up on there. Kitty
People tell
cat.
me all the time that I'm actually tall enough. I believe I don't need to be stretched any further.
Well, hopefully not. You just need to cooperate, that's all. Don't resist.
DeMarco, please.
As you, the guard leaves, and you hear the door lock behind, so you're in the room with Marcia, Romanius the knight, and Baron, and the priest.
DeMarco, please. Reveal the truth.
As he kind of like, very well, begins to incant and calls upon the four lords within his incantation. He is going to cast a spell.
Zone of truth.
That's exactly right.
This is old.
Autos, please dance.
This is now
What am I doing?
old day.
Fourth old day after.
Fourth old day?
Fourth old day. Yep, it's accurate. So I need you to make a charisma
That
saving
mango
throw.
farm is looking like it's not going to get made. Only burn the
Not
stricken
saving
cow
throw.
in the ground.
What does it take? 14.
2 weeks.
Okay. Passed.
Oh, yes.
But they don't know that.
They don't know that. No. As Marcia goes, DeMarco kind of like, the spell is underway, princess.
Very well. So, Kushagra is your name?
I have a question for you before we begin, if I may, princess.
What?
Not going to be so confident.
How does this spell work? Will it force me to tell the truth, or... I've never been under this influence before.
We shall see.
Okay. Continue.
What is your name?
Kushagra Vorka.
That's a lie.
You see her kind of like,
Where are you from?
Ortho, the port city.
Vorka.
It's a name I don't usually enjoy sharing with others.
This name is familiar to me. And you are Tabaxi.
No.
Yes.
Where were you born?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Interesting.
kind of whispers to the Baron. Roll me a quick perception check to see if you can hear her.
Calm as a cucumber.
Perception score is dirty 20.
Whispers,
Send a message to the mainland that we have one of Vorka's children here. So, to business. What information do you have about this object? Where is it? And do you know?
Which question do I answer first?
DeMarco's kind of like, one at a time.
Very well, very well. Do you know where the object is?
At this moment, I do not.
That's just true.
Did you steal this object?
I don't wish to answer this question.
Looks to the Baron. It's in your best interest to answer. I don't want to do anything I don't have to.
Do you mean like imprisoning a guest on this island who has not been proven guilty in any manner yet? Because I believe you already have.
Worse.
Let's see how sadistic you can be, Baron.
Romanius. Romanius kind of like steps forth,
There's a little birdie, actually.
and from behind you, you feel a hand grab your wrist, pull it back, tie you. Another hand, tie you. Eventually, your legs bound as well.
I don't think that's what's
Another like stretch.
You see Romanius come around just with a small knife. Are you sure you don't have any answers?
Is this Romanius?
Romanius. He's one of the knights. Baron is just standing nearby.
Look at him in the eyes and say, there are many answers which I possess.
He's not telling me all this.
Where is the object?
I have already answered this question. At this moment, I do not know its location.
Did you steal it?
I do not wish to answer this question.
He's gonna take the knife, slowly sinks it into your shoulder, about an inch, before slicing it down. You take 6 points of damage. He draws a line across your chest, like straight across. You see the blood kind of.
6 scar though, bud.
Yeah, it's a scar.
You see Marcia kind of like.
Joe.
Scar is a cat.
Can't bear to witness your own work, Marcia.
Fucking calm.
Did you steal the object?
Oh, she pissed now.
I do not wish to answer your questions. walk away by it.
See Romanius kind of like turn back to her, and she just nods, stabs you in the other shoulder, drags it across your chest again, takes 6 more points of damage.
You can stop anytime.
I mean, I know cats don't sweat, but whatever the equivalent of that is for cats.
It's getting hot.
Panting, I think.
Your pants will get
DeMarco, he is starting to lose color. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on you to heal these wounds for a moment.
Alright, so I'm at 4 health currently.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Heals you for 6
Did the
points.
princess watch me?
As the scar kind of like seals up a little bit.
Taking notes.
One more time, cat. Did you steal the object?
Are you sure? Only one more time. Can we not do more?
He's like,
Maybe 2?
which one of your hands do you like the least?
I'd rather enjoy both of them.
As he grabs you by the paw hand and puts the knife to your wrist.
Wait. I stole the object. Swapped it out. Zora wasn't looking. She didn't know.
Why would you do such a thing?
Ha! I knew it!
Oh, shut up.
Please. Marcia, I will cooperate.
Who has the object?
Already on there.
I will continue, and she'll lead you to the object. But please, release the crew. They had nothing to do with it.
She like looks back towards Albus. Seems accurate.
Very well. The crew and the captain are free to go. We'll take this one. We will find out where this object is. Romanius, I put you in his charge, yes?
You can count on me. I'll need 2 guards, nothing more. That should be enough. We will find this object for you, my dear, and we'll bring it back to the proper possession of the royal family.
Very good, Romanius. DeMarco, your service have been very adequate. Please return to the church.
See her go a little bit white. This is not she's not enjoying this process at all.
I relish in it just not for
Coughs up a hairball.
Spits it on her face.
That was a productive morning. Thank you.
Come on.
Storms out. Romanius left in there with you alone, and the guard comes in, begins to unchain you, unwrap you. While that's happening, the rest of you guys wake up. It is a normal day. There is a huge pool of water outside.
So still shots of like the morning and the sunrise, just the wet pool behind.
Barrett, your cloak is ready this morning.
Points of order.
So you guys wake up. What would you like to do?
Walk around turtles all the time.
How much gold to buy a flyer?
How much gold did you have on you?
No, I won't.
Okay, fair enough. You have his.
I had like 24 gold pieces.
Okay.
Maybe I could buy myself a cute outfit. No, I won't.
It's time to go shopping.
Treat yourself.
Just get
Got Daddy's card. Let's go.
I'm literally being tortured right now.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We got your bail.
Out of sight, out of mind. Yep.
We spent it.
Everyone's wearing new things when you come back. Hey.
We all like
So-
I feel like minus a bob.
Everybody else with this lock.
Fine, you spent all my gold, but at least no one unwrapped it and looked at the soap.
Totally.
Who's a warlord now?
I was gonna say, Lucian's actually just holding it like in his hand.
This is getting hairy already, you guys. So yeah, morning for you guys.
Morning for us.
Yeah, I would get out of bed. I would kind of head downstairs, get something to eat, kind of wait for everybody else to do the same.
I go and knock on Lucian's door.
I was already downstairs.
So I join you.
So I was considered Tyndale.
I go,
See
I
how
go
everything went
downstairs looking pretty haggard.
My hair's still down. It's actually not put up yet, so it's on the floor.
Super long.
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't found out much about this.
No.
It still
Okay.
holds many mysteries to me, but I'm sure that whatever it is,
It had no sway on you last
there's no sway on.
No sway.
You guys would have gotten a long rest also.
I sit-
You heal
I
your
sit
one
down.
hit point, you know.
My little literally point.
But your spell slots return or whatever if you've used any.
I used
No, what we
Bardic
should do.
Inspiration, so.
It goes
What are we
back.
to do? Run around more with this not in tow this whole time?
Are you downstairs with us, or are
We
you
need to find a
That's
safe
to be ignored.
spot for
I'm
it.
downstairs,
Yeah.
Downstairs.
sitting down with them.
Anywhere
It's
we,
not safe to carry it on us, but I don't.
anywhere we keep it, it will be in danger to those around it. Cannot do that to a tanda.
We cannot keep it on ourselves either.
No, I agree. Then we must bury it somewhere.
I like that in my notes I said 6 a.m. torturing Kushagra.
So you live?
Thank you.
6:30 shopping.
And say 7 a.m. you guys actually wake
Acquire
up.
I don't think the shop's open that early, but
Okay.
Those
Approximately 7 a.m.
it's like made of diamonds.
I'm looking fabulous. Ready for war.
You know how much a gator-sized suit costs?
Toy store goal.
Opportunity during my torture.
Damn it.
Next time you get
Next
tortured.
time you
Next
get
time you
tortured.
get tortured. Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be another time.
Thanks.
You're welcome. No problem.
So what do you suggest we do about this? We also need to keep our eye out for those wretched elves.
Yes, indeed. They cannot.
They also get a long rest.
They also get a long rest, is what you say.
Fuckers.
They're just constantly scrying on us. We have no idea.
Yeah. Oh, perhaps
Possibly.
we can.
I believe it's not safe either if they
Perhaps
have
we can bury it
Stella.
somewhere here in the back. Is there kind of like a garden, like an herb garden in the back somewhere?
Not at this property, but there is like a back alley kind of. Not like a garden though.
No
Not
garden.
at this property.
Maybe Peaches? Be able to help us bury this? We trust them.
No one else needs to know.
Just
I'm not with you.
let's go down. Let's go down and talk to the others. I think they might have some
So you
better.
guys go downstairs, join the others. Sure.
I don't not bring it with me. It's so upset.
What happened to you?
Oh.
He,
Who else? Does anyone else have bandages?
They
I'm
only
just
prick
praying.
things.
Like
They
tiny
only,
pricks.
Tiny
I did
prick for you?
I'm the only one that I can cut my hand open.
plus 60.
You know what, Tim?
Stupidity.
You are the conscious of this group. Because we did something very stupid last night.
Sword's still in the rafters.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to that.
Where
Like
and
that.
where is the
It is
So
safe.
what?
It is safe.
Our little friend.
It is safe.
We
I'm like, shh.
I do feel we should hide it somewhere, not with anyone, but best.
Can I assume before you say that I've been told all of the events
Yeah.
of last night?
Yes.
I would have. I'll
Right.
fill her
Sorry.
in. While,
Takes
while,
like 10, 20
well,
minutes for you
they're
guys to like
upstairs.
Okay.
fill in.
Classic bard regaling the story.
And then,
She asked me
And
about the cut, and
Yeah.
and then,
Well,
I'm not that up to that.
You're also stupid.
well, I mean, we
You're
just
smart.
and I found out my name is Karos, I guess.
Yes, it's. You also should go.
Carrie and Lucy.
Carry.
Are you leading them to the faded rest?
No.
Okay. Just want to know.
So-
Where are you leading them?
So first, we have to go get Kishagra.
We do. We should hide
Is that
this.
first?
We should hide
What?
this.
What's first then?
Figuring out what we're gonna do with.
We can't give it to them.
We should hide it.
Where?
Bury it somewhere.
There it is.
Bury it somewhere. the only way we can keep people safe while simultaneously not leading on any suspicion.
So we want to dig a big hole.
Yes. Fancy digging holes?
No. That's very suspicious.
Take it down.
Any hole anywhere is suspicious.
You look at it.
Plus,
I look at it
we've
as a
had
whole.
those two elves following us since we've gotten here, and we don't always see them.
Perhaps we can lead a trap. Let them leave it out, and then let them find it. And we'll report the gods. Or not. I'm just hypothetical.
That was a bad idea.
I know. All right, there's bad ideas. There's bad ideas.
It's bad ideas and it's your ideas.
Is it Tana downstairs at the bar?
She's like been serving you guys.
Okay, and she obviously, not obviously, but she can.
She can overhear your conversation somewhat. We no one's paying attention exactly to how closely she might be paying attention to things.
I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna take a look at that exactly. Like, if I were to look at the bar, do I like meet eyes with her?
She's like leaning on the bar with a book in front of her.
Hasn't turned a page.
Right.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna
Hasn't
be,
turned a
like,
page in a
looking
while.
at her.
As you do, she's gonna. Sorry, I did not mean to be listening in. I just couldn't help but overhear.
Is it just us and her in the space right now?
So far,
No
yeah.
dark. No
No dwarves yet.
You haven't really mentioned what
Yeah, we
But
have.
she also knows that Kushagra got arrested last night,
or something.
and we all were all upstairs freaking out. She would have been downstairs watching us go. You know,
And the
like,
water's
I think
The
that
water's-
kidnapped is a better word than arrested. I just want to put that out there. There is no legal process involved.
No warrant, there
It
was nothing.
was snatched out in the middle of the night and tortured. So
Yeah.
At Barrow.
I say in Elven to Lucian that we should take this conversation somewhere more quiet.
Okay, well, since I don't know what you're saying,
Well, that's
I'm gonna look right at her, and
More breakfast?
Why don't you come join us?
Is this one?
Yes.
Comes in like
I mean,
sits at the
we had
table.
the bad idea.
We have had plenty of bad ideas.
Yes.
Since you are the sister of someone we all trust very much,
Zovra? Yes, she is my sister.
I think that we can trust you as well.
You can, yes.
She's telling the truth.
The people that
You can roll me an insight check.
I'm not telling her what we have. I'm just trying to ask her.
Say-
Do keep in mind that she also is part of the people that
It's a
do not
7.
like the
I don't know.
Seems to be.
Seems to be.
being
Truthful or
in
not.
town.
She is setting up. She did put us on the path to disrupt.
She didn't want to lead the guards to Kushagra last night. We know that.
I assure you, this is not my intent. They very much surprised me in the evening.
The combination of not that we don't trust you, but not wanting to bring other people into what seems to be going on.
I remain my innocence thus far, and I would prefer to keep it that way. The less I know about your goings-on is the easier it is for me.
I agree.
Kushagra was taken last night, and we're scared that I'm next. And so we need somewhere for me to hide.
Ah,
Something
there
something small that we can.
there is a place. It is not in town. But I do not know where it is. But there is a place in the Tulgo woods.
If we were to get a map for you, could you show us where?
I have never been there myself, but some of those who have passed through have spoken of these hideouts that is in the Tulgo woods.
One sec. Oh no, it isn't. They call themselves the Free Heart Fighters.
Free Heart Fighters?
From
Heart,
what I
not
could
heart.
hear, you must find an
Heart.
old ruined church within the Tulgo woods. That is the best I can help you with.
We have time.
If you mention my name, it should allow you access and refuge.
I feel like we don't have time to go out of town.
Do we have a choice?
Yes. We need to help our brethren.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for reference point, the Tulgo Woods are young, and they are quite big.
Where are the Mandangos again?
He said they were in the Hunter's Woods,
Okay.
probably somewhere
right.
like closer to town. So like if Peach's Brewery is kind of at the edge of town or so, somewhere in there. But this is the Tulgo Woods here that she's referring to.
Again, I must apologize for this intrusion on your privacy.
Not at all.
I'm gonna grab her by either side of her face.
Come here. You did great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're
Felt as though I could have. There is nothing I can do against such force.
we were
I'm not a
notified
fighter that my
you-
sister is. She's much more of a warrior than I am.
No, you are a warrior too.
More of a lover, but
Oh,
thank you.
We seem to be in the middle. We seem to be stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Perchance, seeing as they've already checked the ship, what reason would they have to check it again? For you, sweet tip.
I could get on that ship.
I could get on that ship because we're hiding me.
Yes, exactly.
I timed this right next to us.
Yeah. Picked up a device.
Oh, sorry. Would I?
If you could excuse us, we're just gonna have
I will busy myself
a
in the
group
kitchen.
meeting. Thank you.
Start working on lunch. You hear just pots like ding.
Yeah,
Let's quickly head down to the docks. I think might be the closest bet for some place to
Okay, so we know about these free heart fighters. They have a secret hideout, so we could hide someone.
need to break them out of it. Couché, great.
I have an idea to get the object.
Get the
onto-
Tyndale.
Get the Tyndale onto the
We're
ship.
gonna call it the Tyndale now.
Everything's a Tyndale.
No.
Fellowship of the Tyndale.
I may have picked up a skill that you've been throwing around.
Truly.
Yes, of disguising oneself.
And who do you suppose you'll disguise yourself as?
I believe that I can get on that ship.
And if you run into the person that runs the docks?
I don't have a better idea.
You out-act him. You be
I'm actually you.
That you're actually him?
You don't know this, but
Whoever
I am
I-
actually the real you.
The other people around that he's the imposter.
Oh, and get another person arrested.
I feel like we might just have a chance to get on.
point.
We could. We were known to members of the ship.
But the
Someone left something on board that we have to go get.
So, all else fails, we can turn back and do that.
Ship.
I feel like it might be obvious. Like if they have guards watching the ship, it might be obvious if one of us.
Well, then disguise yourself as something commoner. Not the head honcho, perchance.
He's the one I've seen the most.
Yes, indeed. Look, as gods.
Random
That worker.
What's our plan to talk here? Hide the thing first? Hide the tin first?
Stuff is the barrel.
Or Skippy.
I've never seen him.
Or do we go see where the chakra is?
I need to see Kushagra. We can't go walking around with that sword in it.
So, first things is we
The Tim down.
hide the Tim.
Hide the tip. I agree. Hide the tip first. And then find out.
I personally don't think we should be hiding the Tim at all. I do believe I'm outnumbered here.
Should we? Do you think we should keep it on?
Yes.
We did dumb last night. I'm trusting your judgment.
The only person that we know of it doesn't affect is him.
Yes.
Why aren't we leaving it with him?
But we're being watched.
And if we happen to go find ourselves entering the castle, they will find this weapon on our first. To find Kushagra.
So you're going in.
Okay.
That's not.
So that'll be hunted alone.
So we hide the Tim.
That'll be good. That'll be good. Take the sword and get out of here.
Okay.
Take your troubles with you.
Okay.
No.
We hide the
We hide the Tim.
Hide the Tim.
All right.
For now.
For now. My only concern is that if it's no longer in our hands, we don't know whose hands it may be in someday.
We need to try to get it back as soon as we can.
And when will that be?
When we get Kushagra out?
Do you
And how will that happen?
you're marked?
I haven't checked to see if I'm marked again, but I was marked
Hey, wait,
before.
Kushagra was here.
Doesn't know.
It's his fault.
It
Fine.
was always the
You know
voice
what?
of reason.
All right, let me hang on to it, and then we will go. I will hang back while the chance we can go and see what's happened to our friend. I will hang back.
Because they will pat us down.
Exactly.
Okay, now here's the thing, though, is I don't want to go down for shit. If it goes wrong.
Exactly.
Why not
I'll go
right
down.
here?
No, I'm just saying. I'm okay to hide it, if that's what everyone wants.
You bring up a good point. Safer in our hands. I'll hang on to it. Doesn't affect me.
It's safer in one of our hands.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
Seeing as
Maybe
you
not your
nearly
mind.
lost your mind, I'll hang on to it. Shove it
Down.
deep into my robes. Deep.
Very good.
real deep.
So while you guys are coming up with this plan,
Demand the release.
Kushagra, you hear the crew being released as you are
Yay.
being unbound.
I see
and,
you go.
and eventually,
Am I in the torture chambers?
That's most
yeah, for the moment. And then by the time they have all left, you are being released as well. And Romanius is taking 2 guards with you, arm in arm basically, and you are still shackled. It leads you up the spiral staircase, again into the hallway, and then out into the courtyard.
Sorry, remind me again. Romanius was the
He's the knight of Avondale. So he has 2 guards that are kind of holding you in check, and then he's leading them along out the front gate of the fortress. As you guys get outside and step into the streets again, see people going about their days and beginning to work and getting some side eyes from people as you are currently chained and with 2 guards. Lead on.
We just have to walk.
Which way?
Well, if I remember correctly.
Many World Masters' Heart of Mora is recorded in Chibuktuk, in Mi'kmahi, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This territory is covered by the Treaties of Peace and Friendship, which recognizes Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik title and establishes rules for what is to be an ongoing relationship between nations. We are all treaty people and proudly support working and cooperating together to create a peaceful community where we can all live our best adventure.